Thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Welcome, everyone. Episode 476 of the Massenomics podcast, the lifting podcast about nothing. Recorded live from the corners of the Dakotas. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
We're all greased up and ready for the show. 476, we've got, actually, now that I think about it, let's see here. We're going to do a tier list, and...
It's been a while. Yes, it has been a while
since we've done a tier list. Yeah. Stained is right.
What a great way
You're
to
right,
put it.
Stained. You know how long it's been?
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
Been 1 week plus like 10 or 20.
It's been several. Listen, bare
It's
naked
been
ladies.
several weeks since you looked at me.
Cocked your head to the side and made a tier list. This week's episode is brought to you by our good friends over at The Strength Co. You can check them out at thestrength.co. They make the best made in America, black, E-coated, smooth, easy to grip, iron Olympic plates that money can buy. And it doesn't even take a lot of money because they're reasonably priced. They're affordable. I like to call them a value buy, and they now have their lowest shipping prices ever. Check those plates out, the best plates, the go-to plates of Massenomics Gym. Check them out at thestrength.co. Also, while you're there, check out their other things they have like collars, barbells, pretty much everything you could need to get strong. They also have a weekly podcast, the OK Podcast. It's okay.
This episode is also brought to you by Texas Power Bars. Texas Power Bars have been our go-to bars in Massenomics Gym and my very own home gym, basically since the day they started. Right now in Texas Power Bars, they have the great selection, everything you love on their website. But if you want to save some money, you can go over to their Blem Bar page and check out some blemished bar options. You can save $50 on an original Texas Power Bar, and then you can take place in Tanner's fastest growing grip challenge with one of those bad boys. You can save $40 on a deadlift bar. Anywhere between $30 and $50 on some of your favorite bars. And to make the deal even sweeter, right now they are running free shipping on all bars. So compared to regular retail pricing, you could have some pretty significant savings if you went with any of those options. You can take advantage of that over at TexasPowerBars.com. Thank you, Texas Power Bars.
Tommy, we hinted at this in the pre-show. For those listening that were on the pre-show, you know, because we just hinted at that about 30 seconds ago. But for those that haven't made the pre-show, this is the first you're hearing about it. There is a new supporting member only crew gift in the works. The wheels of motion have begun spinning and turning, and these wheels are so big now, like it takes a little bit for us to...
It's going to take weeks for the first rotation, but once that thing starts going... Look out,
then
world.
it's freaking, then it's downhill.
Yeah, and it's like we're shoveling all this coal into the steam engine. It's going to take a little while, but...
And once these wheels of motion get its momentum, it's hard to stop it. An object in motion tends to want to stay in motion, and that's what's going to happen with this crew gift. It's inertia.
A lot of logistics in this one, a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah, but we don't know exactly when the line in the sand is going to be on that yet. That more news on that to come, more details on that to come. But what I would say, I don't know. This is bold, but it might be the best crew gift we've ever done. I'm just going to freaking say it. I don't even know every specific yet, and I'm already feeling like it's the best friggin' crew gift we've ever done.
I can't really argue with that. It doesn't exist yet, but if it comes together, it's going to be pretty freaking sweet.
So what I'm telling you, if you're already a supporting member, great news. You qualified. You have to do nothing else. All you have to do is make sure your credit card does not expire between now and then.
Which isn't like a given. So just make sure you're taking care of that part of it.
Right. Otherwise, the rest of you, your assignment would be become a supporting member. Because if you're on the outside looking in of this, if you listen to the Massenomics podcast really regularly, and you end up on the outside looking in at everyone on the inside of this, you're going to hate yourself for the rest of your life. You will never forgive yourself for this one.
Wrong side of history is a saying we might
Classic.
use there.
Definitely applies to this one.
And also, what was I going to say in regards to that? Not only having your credit card updated. Yeah, I guess go to massenomics.com/join. That's the main thing.
Yep. Yes, because we're getting the gears rolling. We're starting to turn wheels, and
When we're turning
It's no
wheels,
joke.
watch out.
this one is no joke, other than the fact that it kind of is a joke, like they're all a joke. Other than that, it's no joke.
Exactly.
Yeah, what are you drinking over there this week, Tommy?
Oh, I have a Kirkland grapefruit. Apparently, they don't believe in using pamplemousse as a term.
Really? What, they're boycotting pamplemousse?
Maybe it just sounds too fancy.
I got something wild here. I actually hadn't even read this whole thing. You know, things just pop up in my fridge. And
Oh yes, I'm aware.
I think people are gonna like this one. This is a Waterloo sparkling water, lemon Italian ice, Guy Fieri's Flavor Town.
What?
Can you read that? Guy Fieri's
Kind of.
Flavor
You got
Town.
some glares on
Yeah.
that can, but yeah, I see the Flavor Town.
Yeah,
Italian ice, Guy Fieri Flavor Town. So is it like Italian ice with like some burger grease or something in there?
it's hair gel, bleached hair gel. I think
Wow.
is the
I'm really curious what that is.
I'm excited to try it. Nobody knows where it came from. The fridge fairy just put it in there, and here we go now.
That's the fridge's secret.
That is good. That's real good.
Ooh, now you got me
That-
curious.
let
I
me-
have to
Let me come back on one more
see if
taste
I can
here.
track those bad boys down.
Wow, that's a 4.5.
Oh man. Okay. God, you're
4.5.
giving me this feeling of missing out.
That's freaking Flavor Town is right. This is such a flavorful sparkling water. I don't believe that there's 0 calories, 0 sugar.
It's just a diet soda.
Yeah. That's freaking good.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh man, that just packs a wallop.
I'll be on the lookout for that, I guess.
Holy
Make a run
cow.
to Target after the show.
I don't know if that's a seasonal item or what, but holy moly.
They've probably been
Flavor Town, no understatement.
they've probably been aging and fermenting it since last summer.
In the back seat of his convertible.
Uh-huh.
I'm Guy Fieri, and I'm going to give you a delicious Waterloo.
Oh, what's Big Ryan putting in here?
What one's he got?
Guy
Spiced?
Fieri's Flavor Town spiced mango sorbet. Okay, these guys are unhinged.
What is Guy Fieri going to do next?
He's no limits.
Why the hell does Guy Fieri get his own sparkling water flavors and we can't? What
I
has
didn't know
got
he was a big
that we
sparkling water
don't?
evangelist, and we've been banging that drum for years now. He
Yeah.
ain't got no waters.
I get it if he gets like his own cheeseburger.
Yeah,
But-
that makes perfect sense.
My God, leave the experts to the sparkling water game.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Do you got a sack?
I do, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say something else first. Follow up. This first old business. Oh my God, he's got another one. What one's that one? Guy Fieri's Flavortown Huckleberry Cobbler.
Wow.
Wow.
Quite the flavors.
We had talked about the Facebook groups, and we had a whole episode where the title topic was talking about
Yeah, just Facebook
I don't
groups,
know.
online groups, how that whole thing
and like
works.
the monitoring, not monitoring, but like the people that like delete stuff.
What's
what are those
allowed
people
as
called?
posts.
Yeah,
Essentially
like,
nothing.
and had you noticed that Big Keith, the no wine seller, had been sharing some of our home gym tours? I think like big, people that are his friends.
There was maybe
also.
some baiting too, like Kevin's.
Right.
Just looking for some videos of people touring great gym. I'm paraphrasing, but he was
Yeah.
baiting it for someone to post Massenomics ones, and people posted Massenomics ones. It was great.
Yes, and they have been deleting those.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
But I just want to reiterate it one more time. That's not us posting it. It's not.
Why
not
are we coming
Keith.
under heat on this? Or
No. I'm just just to drive home how I don't understand the rules even farther. Keith is not, doesn't benefit by
Well, you can't
Massenomics
say he's
getting
not
views. It's
affiliated with Massenomics in any way. He technically is. Keith isn't compensated by Massenomics.
right. But really, he's sharing his friend's video
Right.
about his other friend that we went and visited.
Yep.
And he gains nothing from it financially in any way, shape, or form.
It's the whole thing. Like we said.
So what would be the reasoning to get that taken down?
Do people in this group find this video interesting? Yes. Is it relevant to them? Yes. Is it entertaining? Yes. Is it
a high quality video?
Mostly well done? Yes.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to post it? No.
But so what's the reasoning that those would get removed? That's my question.
Think you can't post YouTube videos in there, can you? Ever?
I thought the rule wasn't necessarily external links, but it was self-promotion. I thought it was no external links like hidden through the excuse or no self-promotion, which they use to make.
Yeah, I get the no self-promotion. Okay, I get that, but I just don't. I mean, it's so rare.
So just
I see
no
YouTube
links are
link.
allowed.
I just don't see like YouTube links ever.
Okay, so there's just no YouTube external.
That
links
must be
allowed.
a rule. Well,
Even
but
if it's
external
not
links are allowed
self-promotion.
because you can post external links to businesses stuff all day long.
Right.
Which is actually really funny. You can post links to companies that make stuff, like literally buying stuff. You can post those links, but you can't post. I think you can post those links. Like people be like, "Hey, where do I get a set of weight horns for this and this?" And someone be like, "Here's the link." But then you can't post a video that shows gym stuff.
Mad Cow says you can't post any videos that might be financially beneficial to anybody.
Don't ever,
that,
for any reason, do anything that anyone could ever take as self-promotional.
I just wanted to mention that certainly isn't self-promotional.
No.
They're still removed.
No,
but maybe
not at
just
all.
the rule is the rule no. What I guess I want to know is the rule no external links at all.
Here, you know what I would
Is that
actually
the rule?
love to know? Like Reddit, Reddit has
not
a
to
sidebar.
get back into this all again, but it just made me wonder again. Okay, like what is the rule?
Oh,
Because
it is a great question. Okay, Reddit
Right.
has usually like a sidebar where they'll put the rules for the group. I'm not familiar enough with Facebook's rules system if that actually gets posted anywhere. Because now you actually do have me very curious. Like, what are the actual limits of this?
Right. And let's continue
Okay.
to find the
Yeah.
gray areas.
Okay. Group rules. There is only 5 rules, which is pretty amazing that a group this big only has 5 rules, but somehow everyone seems to break them. No promotion or spam. Give more than you take. Self-promotion, spam, and relevant links aren't allowed. This isn't a marketplace. Well, 90% of the posts, if it's not someone showing their gym, which is self-promotion, right? I mean, showing your gym is self-promotion. You're promoting your own gym, I guess.
Right.
If it's not those links, it is just showing links of, hey, where do I buy this? Hey, look, I bought this. So again, it is self-promotion and a marketplace link. Okay. So everyone basically breaks rule number 1 right off the bat. Be kind and courteous. Okay. Well, yeah, we follow that. No hate speech or bullying. Okay. Yeah, sure. Sales are not permitted. We do not allow selling in this group. Okay. Whatever. Keep the topic on home gyms. I don't see
Very
anything in there that
applicable.
says you can't post other social links or external links or anything. Like it's not in the rules, which is pretty amazing. But
then what is the interpretation other than I guess it is just individuals that run it and people can do whatever they want? Is that the reasoning then? Well, is it the reasoning? No, we run it and we just do whatever we want. We don't have to have a defined reason that would get removed. Which if that's what someone wanted to say, I guess I would say, okay,
I would just love to know
like I just want
what the rules actually are. I mean, the first thing
Right.
said this is not a okay. So this is hilarious. If you go back in there, learn more. The very first rule, give more than you take in this group. Self-promotion, spam, and irrelevant links aren't allowed. This isn't a marketplace. The second post, just in case anyone's looking for stall mats, they're 50 something in my area. Here's a map. Here's the price and everything. I mean, isn't that what a marketplace is literally putting ads for product for people to buy?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And then, okay, go down. Here's a guy doing overhead press. Okay. And then go down one. Anyone need a dumbbell rack? Walmart has a great deal. That seems pretty promotional to Walmart.
Yeah.
So, all right, here's my rack. What does everyone think? Aren't you like being self-promotional to your own stuff? Really happy with my Iron Masters. Aren't you self-promoting your own gym? Today's toys, Rogue. Aren't you promoting Rogue by posting that?
So what I want to know is what Keith posting one of our home gym tours of one of his friends, what rule does that go against?
Yeah.
Or is there no rule? And the honest answer is just, no, we just don't want you guys doing that. We don't want your videos in here. Which I wouldn't complain if that's the answer, but I would
just put it out there. Like, that's the thing.
I want
Make
someone
that
to
a
say
rule.
it.
Like someone
Like I just like, no, we run this and I just don't want your videos in here. I'd be like, well, I guess that's fair. You did run it and make it. And if that's what your answer is, like, I can disagree with it, but I also accept that.
Yeah, I think to me that's the funniest part though and I think that is the rules that you just can't have YouTube links, which is absolutely hilarious.
That should just be a rule then.
I know it should be out there explicitly, and maybe it is, but it's not easy to find if that is, because when I click the rules, it's not in there. But it is very funny because the vast majority of the content, if it's not on Instagram in the home gym space, is on YouTube. Definitely the most quality content is on YouTube, but you can't acknowledge that exists. Very funny.
Okay. Still grinds the knurling off my Texas.
I mean, you should just make a post be like, hey, can anyone put in writing the rules of this group?
Question. Right.
I noticed a lot of posts get deleted every day. Can someone clearly explain what the actual rules are?
Yes. But we already did an episode on that. If you want more, we did talk about that in some detail. The tier list, when we get to it this week, the tier list is going to be a protein source tier list. Here's just a thought, not really about today's title topic, but not completely unrelated. You know how we had the chicken bake challenge at one point in time?
Yes.
It seems like things are brewing towards a cottage cheese challenge. Maybe the rules are a little bit different.
I feel a little differently about that one.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's the same contest. It's not the same contest. I don't think requiring someone to only eat cottage cheese for a week is a little extreme. That is like the single ingredient cottage cheese, where the chicken bake is different because it is like an encased meal, I feel like, of like different ingredients.
Right. Yeah.
But we'll have to discuss ideas of what the challenge could be. Because what I'm thinking is like maybe who could eat the most cottage cheese in 1 week or something like that. Like you can eat whatever else you want and drink what else you want. And like whoever eats the most, like then we pay for their cottage cheese for the week. Something like that. Something that's not dangerous, preferably.
Big Jake says, I think my wife would leave me if I only ate cottage cheese for a week.
Yeah, I don't think I want to encourage people to do that.
Yeah.
But maybe to see who could eat the most cottage cheese for 7 days or 5 days or whatever it is. So
yeah.
Maybe but maybe we'd have to take applications for that at some point in time and pre-screen it to make sure no one's going to do anything dangerous with their diet for that week, other than eating.
We don't want them to get
cheese.
too strong in 1 week. Leave some gains for the rest of us.
Yeah, or like it's like the GoCad challenge or whatever it is, and just say like who can actually consume. I don't think the ask would be a gallon though, too, because it's too high. But
even a half
maybe
gallon.
It's like who can eat 44 ounces of cottage cheese a day for a week?
Because what would that be? 2 tubs a day?
2 tubs. Yeah.
I don't think that's like crazy excessive. I mean,
no, that's doable.
Yeah, like a tub a day is just very doable. Like that's not a challenge.
I ate over half a tub for supper as my
you're just describing like Tanner's diet at this point. Like
it's eating one of those a day. I often do that.
Yeah, I've been pretty close to half a tub a day lately. So it's a tub a day wouldn't be a stretch by any means.
I just want to revisit the cottage cheese challenge at some point in time here and start to get people thinking about that.
Yeah,
maybe we take like 3 or 4
opportunity
applicants again and find the defined rule. But I don't think the challenge is eating nothing but cottage cheese.
No,
that's a little intense.
Because you'd be a little too low on carbs. That was the thing is the chicken bake had protein, fat, carbs. Like it had all three. You know, where the cottage cheese, you're just getting a lot of protein and not a whole lot of anything else.
Yeah,
it's like that show. What's that one called? Alone, where where they're out in the woods.
Yeah.
You told me about it. You know where that
Yeah.
guy finally kills an elk, but it's all lean meat, and he's actually wasting away because he only has
all he's
lean
getting
protein.
is like, yeah, right.
It's the same thing with cottage cheese. You just start wasting away. You have unlimited food, but
You're starving to death because there's no carbs.
your
and
body's
very
running
little
too
fat.
efficiently.
Yeah. You're getting too lean.
This bodybuilders hate this one trick.
I got well, what do we want to do? Do we want to do a sack segment or?
Yeah,
save that
sure,
for
let's do
after or
that.
do that first. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got in there? What do you got in your greasy old sack over
Well, I don't know if you remember, not too long ago, feels like a long time ago, we were in a little place called Ohio.
there? Ohio.
Yes, that place. And while we were there, we were showered with lots of hospitality, gifts, other things. But one specific item we forgot to call out was our good friend, Big Dr. Tatty Waffles, hooked me up with one of these Beyond Power Vultra quick mounts that him and Darko had collaborated on. Now, do I have a Vultra? No. But if there's one thing that can make...
Beyond Power? No, he doesn't. Is there anything we can do about that?
If there's something that could make a Vultra appear quicker, it does sure seem like a quick mount is like got half the battle done right there. So I can
If only we've done a dedicated review on those and also talked about Beyond Power Vultures in like 10 gym tours
actually
that we've done as of late.
damn, we kind of almost gave them a free advertisement in the Table Talk episode too when that comes out. People are going to hear about that.
Someone clip this actually since we started talking about Beyond Power Vultra and DM it to Beyond Power Vultra and say, why the F haven't you sent for Tommy's home gym Beyond Power
Towards
Vultra
the
yet?
very end of the episode with Dave, we start talking about it. He'd never heard of it, and
It's actually a really good conversation.
Yeah, it was a really good conversation. And at the end, I'm like, God, I gave them like a free sales pitch in there, like on a very big podcast. But yeah, where's my Beyond Power Vultra at? Damn it, give me one of those things. This mount needs something to go in it. I mean, I could put, a can kind of fits in there. I guess that for the time being.
Hey, that's not a knockoff drink spotter, is it?
It's a really, really expensive drink spotter. But they did make this product. If you have a Beyond Power Vultra, I believe this quick mount system would be a very good item to add to your arsenal of equipment in the gym. And you get to support Darko and Dr. Tatty Waffles, both friends of the podcast, and both people with Massenomics gym tours too.
Did you see the most recent controversy as that relates to that thing that well, not to that one, but that Oak Club came out with their version of that same thing?
I saw that, and people were upset. I didn't read enough into it. Is it just the exact same thing, or was it different? I wasn't really sure, to be honest.
I couldn't say that I actually know any details about it. So my interpretation of it is it's similar.
Yeah.
So I don't know that there's anything proprietary about it either. I actually don't know that there is or isn't. I'm saying I literally don't know. So
yeah, I saw
there's
that.
a very gray area with a lot of that stuff. You know?
Yeah, I mean, already. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm always rooting for Darko and Dr. Tatty Waffles. I guess
Mr.
I just
Dr.
don't know.
Mr. Big Dr. Tatty Waffles.
Yeah. He got a call out in one of what Coops had a social post. I think it was a post on social somewhere. I don't
He
think
said
it was
Dr. Tatty Waffles.
I think he said Dr. Tat Waffles. I think in one of them first, which I thought was even funnier that he got the name wrong. But
yeah, he also called out Big Carp. Shout out Big Carp in something the other day. Yeah, he said Big Carp. He follows along in views. I don't think he really likes me, but
Big Carp is just living in Coop's head.
Yeah, rent free. Well, that's a nice sack that you had there.
Yeah, thing's hefty too. That's solid.
Yeah. Let's see, timing wise, I got other things here. Our tier list is probably going to take a while, so maybe I want to talk about more of this stuff beforehand anyways. So
yeah,
I had a little note in here about seats.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to talk about is, we've probably mentioned on the podcast how we've taken like 100 flights in the last 12 months, it seems like. And we often talk about how when we get on the plane, we're always in zone 36. Right. Like there's only like 12 rows on the plane and we're like, now boarding zone 96. Mm-hmm. And it's like, How is there like more zones than there are even seats
Right,
on the
and somehow
plane
it
here?
also seems like everyone is in that zone too. It's like, what are the other five? What was the point of the other 5 zones? Because no one was
Yes.
in any of those besides first class.
And like, what was the ordering process that there was 8 different zones? I didn't really see 8 possible viable options.
I mean,
at the
I
time of
don't
ordering.
honestly know. Like some of those, that one plane we were on was a 3-seater. It was a 1 and 2 seats, and it still had
That
6
was the
zones.
smallest plane I recall getting on, where
Yes.
it was the joke when I walked through that.
Oh, I was
first
waiting for
little
like
parts.
the roof to expand, and it didn't.
I honestly didn't think like the width of my body, like either like if you were really fat and really wide,
Game
I
over.
almost don't know you could get through that thing.
It was tight. Yeah, that was it was not.
That was
spacious by any
an
means.
old plane too, where I
But I
was
think
like,
that one
how
still
long
had-
has this?
It was like, what was it?
Was still 9 zones. We were in zone 9.
Yeah, but I mean, did that plane have 20 rows
maybe
of 3 people? You know,
Yeah.
and okay, so what's there? 5 people a zone? Like, what's the point?
What I'm getting to, when we get on these planes, there's so often someone sitting in our assigned seat.
Okay, people cannot. I don't know if we've talked about this. You and me talk about it every single time.
Yes.
I don't know if we've ever gone on a trip where people understand the diagram where when it says A and it's a picture of a window and B is next to an aisle. No one understands that, which is mind blowing. I just don't get how people don't get that. And it almost makes you start to wonder, are they doing it on purpose because they want the other seat and they're hoping no one says anything? It's very confusing. And then also half the time when you do that, you'll say, oh, you're in my seat. And they go, oh, no, I'm in A. It's the aisle. It's like, no, A is right next to a window. Like, what are you arguing with me for, man? You're clearly wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. But go ahead.
And that's, to me, that's the rub, is the people that like don't want to believe that they're even wrong. Like that they don't even, like that you're having to convince them that to even check, to even double check that they could possibly be in the wrong.
Like,
So-
actually, it was harder, I think, to get into this plane. You had to follow a lot more signs and do a lot more things. Like getting to your seat in the plane is the easiest part, and somehow that's the one that people stumble on.
Yeah. So it reminded me of something. This week was big dance recital week in Western Northeast South Dakota. Saw a few other crew there actually also partaking in dance recital week. And when I say dance recital week is a week.
I've gathered that because
Of
I've
dance
seen a
stuff.
lot of people now that people are of age of having kids doing that. You know, I'm
Yeah.
not in that area, and I'm very aware that it's dance recital week. I've just seen so many posts and photos of it.
I've basically been living at the dance recital at the Arc is what the building's called. But, you know, also Big Jenna Lee, supporting member, has also been there. I think her schedule was like 5 out of 6 nights she was going to be there, actually. I was like 3 days.
It's a whole lot of dancing.
Yeah. So I've seen these routines, everyone's routines, so many times now. But that's not my point. My point is it's assigned seating. You have to, it's a
Oh.
big deal. Buying the seating for this is like getting tickets for when a concert releases tickets.
Really?
And I'm not lying. Like they come out at 7 a.m. and everyone knows the date.
So is it
And you
online
have
or
to-
were you buying them?
It's online.
Okay.
But you have to get good seats, you have to be on the minute that they come out, and people are like swarming it to get tickets. And we got first row tickets this year.
Oh,
It was very.
you
We come
purchased
walk,
a
so we-
bot, so you
So the
could-
the first night we made a bot to get us
a
get
dance
us tickets.
ticket bot.
Yeah, for Western Northeast South Dakota. So we had six seats. We had A 1 through 6 in our section.
That's
So we
the
come
top
down.
of the lineup.
Yeah, we come down the aisle, and I'm there early, and I just have it's just me and my mom actually are there early because we dropped Annie off, and then everyone else came later because they didn't have to. You don't have to be there that early. We had to be there.
Oh, and you got
You have to also you have to be there for like 5. You have to be there like 5 hours early. Like
Even
I don't know
with the
what
assigned
for,
seats.
but yeah. No, like to get the dancers have to be there.
Oh,
like,
the dancers. Okay.
yeah, just hours early. You know, like they need to be there hours and hours before they're going to go on stage.
Yeah, it's a mindset. Can't
Yeah.
just ever dance
You gotta-
before.
you can't just flip the switch.
Gotta be.
Well, we come down the aisle and we have 1 through 6. Someone's sitting in 1. but there's just 2 of us. So I'm like, we'll sit in 5 and 6. And I think that.
And they'll get the message, obviously, because they're a well-adjusted human.
Well, maybe she'll get the message. And also I'm like, she might just be there because it is the first row.
Right.
And it is like 30 minutes before the show starts.
Yep.
Maybe they're just
Kind of hanging out.
going to get a picture or something like that.
So far, I'm 100% on board with you. I've done the same thing.
So I'm not thinking about it too much, but I do say to my mom there, I'm like, yeah, look at our tickets. We have, like, just verify for me. I said, I think that lady's sitting in our seat. She's kind of in earshot of me. She may have heard me say that. May have not. But I was just like, I think that's, I was double checking actually is what I was doing. I'm like, we're in the right spot, right? Like, look at these tickets. And it's like, yep, this is our section. This is our row. This is our spot. So then I'm like, okay, well, she's probably doing one of those things I mentioned or whatever. Well, then it gets close and our other 4 people come, my wife and mother-in-law, everyone, one of my other kids, everyone comes and she's still sitting there. And I'm like, well, I've got my seat, so
It's someone else's problem. Every man for themselves.
and it's still not that big of a deal because accidents for sure happen. Like people don't, so that's not the.
I mean,
that's not the point of
A1 is kind of a confusing, an odd number to get confused.
Like I thought this was a steak sauce seat. And my wife goes, "Oh, sorry, I think you're in our seat," and says it very nice, just like that. Like, oh, I think you're in our seat, and she's like, "No." And my wife's like, yeah, we have 1 through 6. And she's like, no, this is my seat. And my wife, like, I have the tickets. So I handed it to my wife and she's like, no, we're section CL. We have A 1 through 6. And she's like, oh, they must have something wrong. And she's like, I'm going to have to talk to him. And I'm like, do you have your, do we say, do you have your tickets?
Yeah, that's an easy answer right there.
Yeah.
Get your ticket out.
And she's like, doesn't want to get her ticket. And I'm like, could we just look? I look at it, different section.
Yep.
But she was like so adamant. And like she was annoyed with us that we would even suggest that she might have been in the wrong spot. Yeah. And was the rub to me. And then when she eventually realizes that like we point out that she is in the wrong spot, there's no, oh, sorry, my mistake. She just like leaves like she's going to check with someone that she still thinks there's a mistake.
Yeah. You guys are planted just to ruin her night.
Right. And I'm like, really? Not even oh, sorry about that, my mistake.
Yeah.
It's not the making the mistake. It's a very easy mistake to make. Like I definitely, when I saw someone sitting there, I wanted to double check for myself.
Yep. Yeah, I would be checking that over 20 times if I had the ticket. Like, am I really doing this right? Am I really doing this right? Like, if someone was there. So,
but it's the freaking attitude that dude, I'm like, where?
People got it. Like people, they just walk through life with this supreme confidence in every situation. I'm like, does it really pay to be that confident and that cocky about everything all the time?
Right.
Well, that's how a lot of people are. And then to be wrong on top of that, like that's another thing. Like I guess, if you're just that good and you're right all the time, like, maybe you start to get that attitude, but then to be wrong about something on top of it.
And then to be wrong and not to be like, oh, my bad.
Who's the
sorry,
goose?
guys. Like if that was me, I'd be like, oh gosh, I'm embarrassed. I would probably say, oh, how embarrassing. I'd make a joke out of it or something like that, but to be like,
I'd be like, oh man, I guess I got to downgrade. Enjoy your seats, guys.
Someone else is still wrong here and it's not me.
I know. Yep. When
That's
in doubt, double down.
Yeah. That was it. But I bring it up because it reminded me a lot of our airplane.
It is just like that. Yeah, it's the exact same thing. Yep.
What do we think about a little supporting our supporting members this week?
I like it.
I think we'll jump into some supporting our supporting members. And maybe why I do that, you should pull up the certified training facility map.
Good call.
And we'll start looking at if we're going to have a certified training facility of the week this week. But first, before that, want to talk about supporting our supporting members. We like to give back to those that give to us. You can also become a supporting member by going to Massenomics.com/join. It's how you listen to our pre-show. The only way to listen to our pre-show. The pre-show is live, unfiltered, uncut, unrecorded. It's every week prior to the show. got to be a supporting member to listen to that. You got to be a supporting member to listen along live to anything. You get early access to new drops when we release merchandise. That's how you get signed up for our powerlifting meet. It's how you're going to get in on our big crew mailing gift that's coming up later this year that the wheels are in motion on. And it's how you can get shouted out in this segment. Like this week at the Ed Cone Classic meet in Omaha, we had a flurry of crew members down there.
Mm-hmm.
Notably, Big Bryce competing in the powerlifting meet. Did you see what Big Bryce did in that powerlifting meet? The perfect
did he
little
go
sweetie
like
himself.
Was it like 774 ish?
They were apparently using pounds because he squatted 775, he benched 415, and he deadlifted 775 for a 1,965 pound total.
Just good even numbers across the board.
Yeah. 4 PRs.
Yeah.
Biggest total of the meet.
Oh, really?
Within 35 pounds
Of the 2K.
of a 2,000 pound
That's
total.
pretty awesome. Yep. It's right there. It's within reach.
Big Jake was there competing in the Strongman competition with the heavyweights. He got third place, I believe, amongst the heavyweights at the Ed Cone Classic. And it was a super meet where they did the squat event, then a strongman event, then the bench event, then a strongman event.
That's a wild event.
Yeah. Big Sterling was also there competing against Jake in the strongman, and I think he ended up with second place overall amongst the heavyweights. It looks like Big Brandon was in a picture with them, so I assume he was competing in powerlifting. He either was competing in powerlifting or they're helping. I'm not sure which one, but he was definitely there. And then Big Lou was spotting and loading.
That's how you know you're in good hands, when Big Lou is spotting and loading.
That is how you know you're in good hands. Then we've also got Big Eddie this week. His hit a weight scale PR below 300 pounds. He clocked in at 299.6 for the first time in 10 years.
He's wasting away.
Yeah.
Going to be stage ready pretty soon here.
He's definitely gonna make weight this year.
Well, he's got a best packaged award to
defend.
to defend.
Well, when you don't come for a year, do you relinquish your award? But I also don't know if I don't know that best package.
Right.
Some of those awards rotate out, so he may still be reigning best packager. Big Kurt, the Kurt Locker retired officially. So congrats on the retirement.
Yeah, isn't he moving to Florida, didn't he say?
Yeah, with all the old folks.
Just playing cards all day,
Yeah.
golfing.
Big Beard Ham set a family PR. They welcomed Big Wyatt, and he weighed in at just over 1 gallon of cottage cheese.
Woo. I can know exactly what you're talking about there.
Yeah, I only
it's a number I relate to
in terms of horse stall mats and cottage cheese weight. Big Anastasia competed in the Maple City Classic and proved her national records in the squat, deadlift, and total. Big Mikey was first place in the 90 kilogram weight class at the Go Pig or Go Home Strongman comp. And Big Zach is this week's guest on Unpaid and Underrated.
Oh, also one addition.
Yeah, what else you got?
Big Luke has joined the BMW family. So quite the accomplishment. Our numbers are growing out there.
Yeah. What was his in comparison to yours?
It's the same car as mine. He just got the step up in engine size.
So what is it, a different series or is it the same?
It's still
series,
the 5. It's all 5 series, and the last 2 numbers denote the engine. 530 is 4-cylinder, 540 is 6-cylinder, 550 is 8-cylinder, and then just straight up M5 is the craziest 8-cylinder.
So there's no 560.
No 560. Nope. 30, 40, 50, and M5.
And which one is yours? The 40?
Mine is the 30. I did not.
And his is the 40.
His is the 40.
But he could have went 50.
You could have went 50. Yeah. Everyone 40. Everyone says 40 is the best.
Like it's the sweet spot sort of thing.
It's the sweet spot as far as money goes, and also as far as performance goes, and then also the reliability. BMW isn't exactly known for their 8-cylinder engines. They've had some spotted history with those, but the 6-cylinder is very reliable and
okay.
Good performance.
All right. Certified Training Facility of the Week. Did you have anything in mind here? If not,
Well, I was wondering, have we done our neck of the woods at all yet?
Well, I was wondering about a North Dakota one, actually. That's
I was thinking something in kind of the 3-4 state area there.
Yeah. What about the Bismarck, North Dakota? I just popped up, and it just kind of looks out on an island there, so that could be an interesting one.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
I am, and we got 2 different pictures here.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing what
2 angles, I think. What we got? Yeah.
2 angles.
Okay, this is good. I think this is the one to do.
Yeah, I like this. Okay, so what's the name of the gym here? Let's go back.
So this is in Bismarck, North Dakota. Certified Training Facility of the Week is Harof Strength Training Center. Supporting member, also former Massenomics gym member.
Yeah.
Right here, not far from us. You can see my head down there in the Aberdeen area. So we're not. It's one of the closer ones to Western Northeast South Dakota. If you drew a circle around it, I guess it's still it's a jaunt. I don't typically. Do you ever go to Bismarck for anything?
It's been a long time. I think I've been there 2 or 3 times in my life.
Is that the capital city?
Yes, I believe so. I would say their capital city in the middle of the state on the Missouri River is much more exciting than our capital city in the middle of the state on the Missouri River.
True. So let's analyze this certified training facility.
Yeah,
right here that we got in Bismarck, North Dakota.
So a couple things. So we're gonna pick apart angle 1 here for a second.
Is that picture 1?
Yes, picture 1. So it looks like it's in. I think it's the back of a second or third stall, kind of like your house,
Yeah.
Because there's like a miniature. It looks like a miniature garage door.
That looks like a door that you'd go out with your lawnmower.
Yeah, your lawnmower or a golf cart or something. I don't think the camera's playing any weird tricks. Like I think that is just a smaller garage door.
Yeah.
And then you can see they got some shelving for garage stuff. There's a TV. There's a cart. I can't quite tell. Is there like some dumbbells on that cart maybe?
Yeah, I think there could be some dumbbells on
and
that.
Then I think there's some stones. Looks like
he's got some natural
stones.
rocks.
Yeah,
he's got like at least 3 natural rocks there for lifting,
which is pretty cool. And that's kind of all you see from that angle. But then if you go to the other angle, that's where you see a little more of the gym. And a couple things right away. I mean, first off, is that a hot dog heater up there, Tanner?
Yeah, he's got my heater.
He's got the hot dog.
He's got my hot dog forced air, natural gas vented out the side of the garage there. He's got my heater.
And that's a quality unit right there.
That is actually a quality unit. I'm guessing his is probably also thermostatically controlled with a wall mount thermostat.
I would sure think so.
For a garage gym lifter in the Dakotas, that's the heat.
That's the
heat
Cadillac of heat right there.
Yeah, that's the
you could say that's the hot dog of heaters.
That's the 50.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. So he's got one of those.
V12.
He's got one of those. See in the corner we have a Rogue glute ham raise. I think that's the Abrams one, right? It looks pretty similar to the one in the gym, doesn't it?
I think so. It's kind of cut off just there.
Yeah,
just
so you
enough
can't quite see it, but it looks like it's in really good shape and new. We have some bar and band storage on the wall, and then we have a Rogue rack. I actually can't tell if that's a 2x2 or a 2x3 from this picture, but you can see the little R logo. 4-post. And then what's interesting about it, they have a really cool custom deadlift platform with their logo on it.
Yep. It looks like the Massenomics, the one we have the video on. It's definitely that.
It's the 8x8, right? Is that?
Yep.
Yeah, but they got the wood down the middle, the horse stall mats on the sides. Lots of plates, so they're lifting weights in there. They got a lot of 45s.
Yep.
Is that 2 stacks of 45s?
I think so.
Yeah, so a lot of weights in there. Got a bar, flat bench. Off in the corner, I think I see some type of little pull-down cable machine of some sort, it looks like.
Must be.
And then I think there's a
Rogue
treadmill.
Echo bike over there.
Yeah, a treadmill and a bike of, either the Echo bike or I think that's the Echo bike.
And the certified training facility flag right there on the wall.
Of course.
That I always see in his lifting videos.
Yeah.
Nice gym. It's a very clean gym. Looks very clean in there.
The wall, it's very bright. All the walls
very nice
are painted.
Epoxy floor in the garage there.
Yep, bright white walls, ceiling. Yeah, the epoxy floors. Yeah, good looking spot.
What Tommy, do you think you could get strong in that home gym?
I can damn near feel the strength just radiating off this photo. So yes, I think you get very strong there.
Yeah. You too could become a certified training facility of the week. The first step is becoming a certified training facility, going to massenomics.com/certified. Second step is making sure you send us pictures of your certified training facility for us to add to the map. And if you're on the fence about becoming a certified training facility, go to the site and just look at this map. Look at this map with all these pins in it. Look at all these people that have done it. This many people literally cannot be wrong.
No.
There are so many pins on this map. There is no way that this many people can be wrong. You too could become a certified training facility. Should we give everyone the boot before we get into this title topic?
Yeah, I think so.
I've been dying to boot these people off of here. So while you do that, I'm first going to check the score of the Timberwolves game.
Oh, yes, please do.
They're up by 3 points with 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
How many points is that by?
They're up by 3, 45-42. This is
Okay.
pivotal game 5. If they win this, the series is over.
How about that Julius Randle, huh?
Julius Randle, heck of a basketball player.
He's been playing lately.
He knows how to put the biscuit in the basket. I'll tell you that much. Also, doesn't hurt when Steph Curry doesn't get to play for the Warriors.
No.
It does not
No,
hurt.
it doesn't. Also, it's kind of the thing, don't be old because you're going to get hurt.
When your best person is old, that's tricky.
What's the old saying? Availability is more important
the
than...
best. The best ability is availability.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
Exactly.
Then the best training, bang for your buck training is Juggernaut AI.app. It's the training Tommy's using to build on his strength and then eventually peak for the Lift Hard Live Easy Classic 3 coming this summer to Western Northeast South Dakota. It's the training that many people are using. We actually got a training event coming up here. We'll talk more about that later. And I think there's several people that we're going to meet up here with this weekend that are using Juggernaut AI. You too could use Juggernaut AI. It uses intelligent programming in blocks and phases that take you through hypertrophy, strength, peaking, and leads you to whether you're doing a powerlifting meet, it's great for that, or whether you're just someone that wants to improve your squat, bench, and deadlift, it's also excellent for that. You can learn more at juggernautai.app. That's where you sign up. That's where you use discount code Massenomics, which saves you 10% for the lifetime of your membership, and ends up being about $30 a month is all. Check it out.
All right. We ready for
Oh my
tier
God,
list
they're up by
time?
9 now. I don't even know what happened. I bet Naz Reid just made 2 threes. Like
Oh, you said they're up by 9 now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Did I see a stat the other day? It said in the pre-Anthony Edwards, the Timberwolves franchise has 18 playoff wins. Since he's been on the team, they have 18 playoff wins.
I believe it. And he's 23 years old.
God, that is crazy. That is crazy that he is younger than a lot of the guys that played in the NCAA basketball tournament.
Yeah. And one other note, not as much basketball related, but basketball adjacent injury related, which is often lifting related. Jason Tatum tore his Achilles.
Oh, it was Jason Tatum? I thought it was, who's the other guy on their team again?
Brown.
Yeah, I thought it was Brown.
No.
Oh, it was Tatum.
No,
Oh, okay.
'cause I
Oh,
was
man.
watching, and the second it happened, there was no doubt that that's exactly what happened.
It was
is
very
that he
obvious.
Yeah, because it's a no contact injury. That's just often it is, and it's when you're pushing off.
Yep.
And then, not that I've experienced it, but everyone makes it sound like it feels like someone literally like
Shot you in
whacked
the-
you with a 2x4 in the
Yeah.
back of your leg, and you collapse, like
Yep.
thinking someone shot you or something like that.
Yep.
And you could tell that's exactly what happened. Like no contact, just pushing off and fell down
Yeesh.
immediately. And that's a rough injury to come back from, as far as I understand.
Yeah, that's a long one.
Yeah. So they're also going to be toast now too, because they're now down 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are we doing? Our title topic then? Title topic. You know what that means. It's time for our title topic. And what is the title of this topic?
This is the protein source tier list.
Tier list. So what tiers are we working with? This is the Massenomics tier list.
This
We
is the
might not
Massenomics tier
be the
list.
same as everyone's.
Top of the tier list. Top of the mountain. Best it gets, S tier. Below that, A tier. Below that, B tier. Below that, C tier. And we're skipping D and going straight to F. So worst is F. So S, A, B, C, F. We got 5 levels that we will be grouping these different protein sources into. I think we're going to do it like last time, where we have to come to a consensus agreement on where they go. We're not splitting it. We have to come to agreement.
Oh, I had an idea about that. I like that. We do it just like that, just like that with the addition that each of us gets, you pick the number, either 1 or 2
Overrides.
total vetoes, where you say, this one's so important to me, I'm using my one veto, where it doesn't matter what your opinion is. You know what I'm saying? Like, where if it's like we disagree, where it's like, oh, really? I think that one's sucks. I think it's a C, and you're like, this is an S.
Yeah, music we were in pretty good agreement on.
Yeah.
I'm curious if we have any of that strong of feelings on food or not. We'll see.
We
We'll
might
see
not,
here.
but let's keep we
got that.
Should we
as a secret weapon.
Should we say we each get one of those?
Yeah,
where
I think
it's
that's
like,
fair. We
nope,
each get one.
I'm pulling my
kind of like your mulligan in golf.
Yeah,
You know,
like
your
almost like
do-over.
my mulligan, and like, nope, the debate's over because I'm
Yep.
using my card on this one, and it's going to and it's probably either going to be if one of us really thinks something's an F or an S.
Yep.
Because you're not going to be like, I feel so strongly that this is a B.
Yeah, this
I
needs
play
to
my
go from
card.
B to C. I just can't stand for a B here. Yeah.
So we each get one of those, but otherwise we've got about 20 foods. And like,
Yes.
we didn't really pick.
Yeah, so we didn't put ground beef, chicken, salmon. Like we didn't put like the most basics of protein sources.
We picked some ones that we could probably have fun with.
Yeah, we
too.
picked some.
It's
I mean,
kinda-
we don't get me wrong. We did pick some pretty basic items and items you would expect from us. But
Yeah.
we left off chicken, turkey, ground chicken, I mean,
just the basic meats. We
the
kinda
most
left those
basic
off.
meats we left off. Yeah, because
Just because we didn't think it'd be as much.
it's just too plain to go with those ones.
Yeah.
We got to have a little
steak
more
is
stuff.
kind of table stakes.
Same
in this
thing.
game,
Steak.
so-
We took
yeah.
steak out. Yeah, like we didn't. We just didn't go with
That's
just
table
straight
stakes.
up the plain cuts of meat for the most part.
Right. Because you could do a list of just those, basically.
I mean,
Just
yeah,
like
if you're
cuts
gonna do
of
that,
meat.
yeah, you could do, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and even there, well, okay, you're doing pork. We're doing pork loin, pork chops. How are we doing this here? So we didn't even go down that road. We mostly stayed away from that.
All right. So do you want to pick one from the list first that we
Well, I'm wondering,
try to find?
maybe we need to take this numerically because we might lose track of what we did if we start jumping around,
Okay.
right?
Well, I could bold them or something.
Oh,
if
true.
Once we've done them.
Okay. God, okay, this is because the thing with the tier list now is what you start kind of anchors what the numbers are here, you know?
Should we start with an easy one then?
Yeah, but the easy ones, it doesn't really do anything. It's where you put the line at B and C and A is what really
That's
dictates where the
true.
rest of them go here.
Yeah, like an easy S, that doesn't really anchor anything, does it?
No.
Because you're like, well, obviously that's the S.
I'll let you pick. You get to go first.
Okay. Let's go. Oh, that's
Also,
really hard.
the other fun part of this is people get to hear our logic for why food is good and bad, and we're by no means nutritionists.
And we can spin it I don't even in my head even now. I'm
some
like,
of this
we
will be
spin it 'cause the
personal
way it
preference. Some of
tastes
this
or
will be
'cause
actual based
like
on
the
merit, but-
macros.
yeah.
Like on one thing we could put down low because we think the macros aren't actually that good, and the next thing we could put up high because the macros still aren't that good, but it tastes
Well,
great.
we like
You know,
how it
we
tastes,
just
yes.
use
This is-
whatever
This
justification
is a
for each
very
one.
this isn't like a Dr. Mike thing where it's a very objective look.
No.
This is very much personal preference here.
Yeah. All right, let's go with chicken wings then. I don't know why. It
Chicken
just stuck out to
wing,
me on the
okay,
list.
okay.
Let's do chicken wings.
Chicken
If we want to get
wings.
ultra specific, we won't put it on the list like this, but we'll say, just for the sake of a funny thing, it's circus double dipped wings, but it's just chicken
Oh.
wings is what we're talking.
Now you're talking my language here.
Yeah. So it's chicken wings. There again, we said we didn't do the most basic cuts of meat, but chicken wings had a place for us here. We talk about chicken wings often.
Yes, chicken wings. The image has been introduced into the graphic. Tanner, do you see it?
Okay. Yep. I see it.
Does that look
I'm
like
tracking.
a delightful image of chicken wings there?
That does. Got the celery with it.
Boy. Okay, chicken wings. Definitely not an F tier. Chicken wings are definitely not a C tier. I'm not even sure chicken wings are a B tier. Chicken wings are one of my preferred methods of eating chicken if I got to eat chicken. I mean, it doesn't really feel like you're eating chicken when you're eating chicken wings, if we're being honest. I mean, first of all, based on how much I like them, I'm really leaning towards an A right away. I'm curious, and I know there's going to be some variation in this. I'm just
There
curious.
shouldn't really be any carbs in there. It should just be protein and fat.
That's what I'm looking at. What the macro breakdown is.
Boneless with skin.
No, we're not doing boneless though. We're
Or
doing,
no. I know. Yeah, no, not boneless. No, God, no. I'm sorry that for the love of God, thank you for clarifying that. We are talking about actual chicken wings here.
Yeah,
we're talking about real chicken wings.
Yes, we are talking chicken wings. So this quick Google AI result here. This says chicken wings with skin, calories 239, fat 13 grams, protein 27 grams, carbs 0 grams. Hey, I'm not sure how much of if that's 1 wing, 4 wings, what number they're pulling
Who
that
knows?
from.
Protein's double fat though.
But
and
that's
no
exactly
carbs.
my point. Protein is double fat. To me, that's a pretty good protein food. Like, also, don't eat chicken wings every night of the week, but if you're going to eat at a restaurant, I think there's a lot worse choices you could make than chicken wings.
I'm real streaky on my chicken wing consumption. I can eat a lot of them for a long time, and then I get a little tired of them, and they go on the back burner. I was on chicken wings for quite a while, and I got off them, and just recently, I think I'm getting the taste back.
He's
for
back
them.
on the
I mean,
wagon.
I always like chicken wings. I'm just talking about eating chicken wings excessively frequently, and I'm kind of on the chicken wings. Even just seeing that picture, or when we had chicken wings at Jake's, I was like, yeah, I'm back on the chicken wings, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He had chicken wings for us.
To me, I think it's not an S. I think it's either a B or an A, and I would be good with either of those.
I'm just going to read one more time. When in doubt, you can consult MacroFactor to just see what what they have. They have chicken.
You also use discount code Massenomics if you sign up.
Chicken wing skin eaten. They say 1 drumette has a wing meat and skin. Here we go. They say, ooh, macros don't look too hot on this one all of a sudden. This is batter fried chicken wings, meat and skin, 5.8 grams of protein, 6 grams of fat. That all of a sudden paints a little different picture there.
I'm thinking more of a B then if that's what we're looking at.
If that was the case, I would 100% say B. I'm just really curious. All right, we'll settle this. ChatGPT, what are macros for chicken wings in a restaurant? Because preferred method for chicken wings in a restaurant, right?
Right.
You're gonna be frying.
Yeah, true. Oh yeah, definitely. That's a restaurant staple.
ChatGPT. Okay, they're saying a typical serving 10 wings, protein 60 to 80 grams, fat 60 to 70.
So there's
that one changes my perspective a little bit.
I'm gonna have to say that's now a B tier.
That's a B
because
tier
the
for
macros are. If the fat is just as high as the protein, that's barely a protein food.
Exactly.
At that point. That's a fat,
but
almost.
it is a damn tasty food.
Yeah,
so.
it's so tasty. It holds it at a B.
Flavor.
I have a hard time putting it anything below.
Yeah, flavor alone. I'm gonna go. I feel. What do we say? C is that or B? We said B, right?
CO. I guess the macros do suck, kind of.
Macros do suck. We're gonna say B for right now on that one.
Yeah.
B for right now on the wangs.
All right.
Okay. All right. Does that mean it's my turn?
Yep.
Oh boy, so many windows open here. Okay, you got these bolded? All right.
Yeah.
Let's go. One part of my breakfast every morning, a Greek yogurt.
Greek yogurt, hot button issue here because we're big cottage cheese guys, and anytime anyone brings up cottage cheese, someone has to say, but what about Greek yogurt?
I don't buy that argument one bit. It's like saying chicken wings. Well, what about popsicles?
What about cheeseburgers?
No, cheeseburgers are like those. To me, these things have nothing to do with each other. You might as well say any other food group. I do not take the substitution of cottage cheese and Greek yogurt that some people just seem to think they're interchangeable. No, not one bit.
Okay, here's my one also further point on that because they seem to be tied at the hip for whatever reason. Plain cottage cheese tastes good.
Yes.
Plain Greek yogurt, unflavored Greek yogurt, just eating that plain does not taste good.
I remember
like,
when I
can
thought
do
plain.
it.
I remember when I thought plain meant vanilla.
Right.
And then you
Right.
have actual plain, and you realize, oh, this isn't good.
Plain cottage cheese is delicious.
100%. That's the preferred method of eating it. Does
Plain-
anyone actually prefer plain Greek yogurt? Not mixing it in, like
As
actually
I was
eating
gonna
just
say-
plain.
Or you can then it's a substitute for sour cream at that
Yes,
point, where you
but
can
no one
like,
eats
put it on
sour
a
cream
baked
plain.
pota-
So they also don't
Right.
eat. I don't think people eat Greek yogurt plain, do they?
I wouldn't. It tastes bad. like
Like that's the thing. Like when we eat cottage cheese, we're
it's
not punishing
I
ourselves.
mean, it doesn't taste horrible, but it's not a pleasant flavor. I don't believe. Like people aren't like,
you're not loading up a cup of just plain ass Greek yogurt and be like, oh, I'm so excited to eat this. Right? No one's doing that, are they?
I don't think so, but I
mean, because if
I
you
can't
are,
say.
there's way more delicious things you could be doing for no loss in macros if that's how you're consuming this.
yeah. But you're talking like a single serving Greek yogurt, like the ones that come in like,
like
a black,
the Oikos.
you know,
they're
like everyone has those.
vanilla, triple berry,
I have at least
strawberry.
one of those a day.
Yeah, one a day. Like they're great.
Yeah.
They're, what's it? 15 grams of
15
protein.
grams of protein usually.
I don't even know. Well, here, let's just see what MarcoFactor says.
Because people want to compare the macros to like, non-fat plain Greek yogurt, and I'm like, nobody's eating that.
No,
like the way
no,
that we
no one
you
eats
eat
that.
cottage
And also,
cheese.
yeah, like this is like, yeah, the
I'm
triple.
also just providing bait for all the people that like to argue about Greek yogurt.
I don't understand their. If their argument is you can mix it in, okay, that's not Greek yogurt then. Like I'm basing this on the merit of the single item here. We're not
Right.
We're not mixing 8 things. Oikos triple zero Greek yogurt, 15 protein, 0 fat, 7 carb. I mean, tastes delicious. Look forward to it every morning. I never get tired of it. That might be an S tier for me. It's really good.
I don't like it as an S tier because it's not as good as cottage cheese.
Well,
I just don't want it.
There
being
could
in
be
the-
more than one item in the S tier, but
I just don't like them being next to each other. The way that
because
people
they're
argue
associated with each other again.
About, yeah.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
I
I could live with
I
this
don't
being
like-
an A tier at the moment. I
Okay.
think there might be some wiggle
let's
room
put
at
it
the end,
yeah. Okay.
but I could see this in the.
I just want to clearly. I don't want to give the Greek yogurt fangirls too much support in the Greek yogurt versus cottage cheese debate.
we're not the purists that demand plain Greek yogurt just to mix it in with things. I mean, if you love a food so much, but the way you eat it is not as that food, I don't think that's that good of a food then. You know?
But those that you're talking about are very good.
Oh yeah, they're delicious. It's damn
I
near
have had
candy.
a couple that had been like gone, not because of the date, but they had for some reason gone bad. I don't know if you've ever come across those.
That
And oh my God,
never happens to me. No.
like rancid, like a whole batch of them one time where I had like, which is also annoying because I'm like, we had like 6 of them and all of
Really?
them had to be thrown away.
No, I've never had that.
Yeah.
Okay. Next.
All right. Next on the list, we've got beef jerky.
Oh.
Beef jerky.
Okay. Now let's hear your thoughts.
Beef jerky. Not a huge fan of beef jerky myself. It's not. I'm kind of curious what the macros are.
They're pretty good.
Maybe that'll help influence me. I'm sure it's mostly protein and sodium.
Get those sodium levels up.
Yeah. But I don't. I mean, beef jerky is a travel option,
Very portable. We could say
for
one of
me,
the most portable items on this entire list.
whereas Greek yogurt and things like that are staples in my diet. Beef jerky is
Mm-hmm.
absolutely not a staple in my diet. I don't know. Beef jerky, for whatever reason, to me is like a C. Like I just don't like get stuck in your teeth always. That's like a whole.
I
letter
do know
grade
what you
for
mean
me.
there. My kids are like, and I'm like just constantly picking out. I'm like, really, guys?
Yeah, the macros are probably very good. That helps it. That's a big.
Yeah,
pro.
let's see the macros. So this would be commonly available Jack Links here.
Yeah, there you go.
A bag of Jack Links, 1 ounce. 1 ounce. Well, let's just do a whole bag, a 3 ounce bag, which is a
Also, it's way too freaking expensive.
I mean,
There you go,
that's what I
another
was going to
negative.
get to. Is that
Dollars per.
There's not many things on this that are more price prohibitive than beef jerky.
That's actually maybe my most important point. On this,
But a pretty standard small package, you're looking at 4.5
which
grams
is like
of
3 pieces.
Yeah, and like $10. 3 ounces, $10 is pretty standard, I think, on that. $8, something like that. 4.5 grams of fat. 17 grams of carbs in this Jack Links one, surprisingly, and 30 grams of protein. I'm assuming that one's so high because of probably like the flavoring. They're probably using something kind of sweeter. Yeah. 17 grams of total sugar added. Actually, a lot of sugar added to that.
Okay.
But
Price,
it's going to depend on your
sugar,
brand too for what that is.
Yeah. Price, sugar, pretty good macros though. Get stuck in your teeth.
Very portable.
It is portable, but not a staple to me at all. That's why to me it's like a C. It's not an F.
No, it's not
still
an F
tasty.
because it is good.
It tastes good. Like,
Also with beef jerky though, there's extreme variances in consistency.
that's true. I think that's worth noting.
One will be somewhat moist and just palatable, and the other one could just be rock hard and dried out. I am on board with a C there. It's definitely not an F. Good beef jerky can be a B, but just it might be the most expensive thing per ounce on this entire list.
Right. I think so. All right. What's next?
I'm going to hit breakfast one more time with something I've been doing more recently. Bagels.
That's the Boogs.
That is the Boogs
Boogs.
secret.
The Boogs bagel.
Eats bagels all day. I'm gonna give you some macro breakdown on the Kirkland bagel that I enjoy every morning. Let me see. So we are looking at an everything bagel from Kirkland, water boiled everything bagel, 12 grams of protein, 2 grams of fat, and 58 grams of carbs. So, the protein to fat ratio is 6-1. That's a pretty extreme number there. You are getting a lot of carbs, but some people like me, you need something to get you some good carbs in the morning. Otherwise, I don't have much else for carb sources.
Right.
Come in a ton of different flavors. You can pick whatever flavor you want. Anywhere from fruity to savory to no flavor at all. You can put nothing on them. You can put something on them. They go with eggs. Again, you can mix and match. Also fairly portable. You could take it on the go. You don't have to toast it. You could...
Best toasted though.
You could eat them plain. You could
that.
do whatever you want. You could pop it in the microwave to just warm it up for a bit if that's something that tickles your fancy. I'm leaning towards and they're fairly cheap in the scheme of things too. I'm leaning towards an A or a B on this one.
I'm basically pro bagel on everything because I like bagels and we always have bagels in our house. The only thing, the con on the bagel is on the protein list is, the carbs are 4 or 5x the protein. So it's really more of a carb than it is a protein.
It's more of a carb. Well, yeah, some
But
days you got to do that
bagels.
carb load and get those carb numbers up.
And we've got to, it's not the only one on the list that's like that, where it's, it's arguably more carb than protein.
I'd feel pretty good putting this in a B.
Yeah, that's the only thing that knocks it down to me is that it's not protein. If protein's not the number one macro ingredient, I'd have a hard time putting it. Definitely couldn't be
an S or an A
to me. Definitely couldn't be S. That's really the only negative of bagel on this list, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
toasted bagel is freaking good. Although it can also burn your hands because a toasted bagel on the outer part is so hot. Nothing is hotter than the outside of a toasted bagel.
That's right.
It's like it's like the inside of a volcano.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Also, when pizza's on a bagel, you can have pizza.
You can have pizza anytime. Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at dinner time.
I would quit beating around the bush. Cottage cheese.
Let's do it.
It's S tier.
Here we go.
It's
all right.
S tier.
Done. On to the next one.
I can't entertain anything else other than S tier on cottage cheese. I mean, there's no cons, only pros.
I mean, okay, if we're going to be totally real, there is one con, and that con is consistency.
Sodium.
No, that's not even a con. Sodium's not a con. It's consistency,
Yeah.
You get
that is actually a con. It's because what I'm thinking is good cottage cheese is S tier all day.
Mhm.
Bad cottage cheese can suck balls.
Yeah.
When it's not good.
Yeah.
Also, it does have a lot of sodium, but
No, nothing to worry about.
but it's obviously
But-
S tier.
Tell me something good that doesn't have sodium in it. Okay.
Assuming it's good cottage cheese, it tastes delicious. The macros are awesome,
Yep.
especially protein to calories, protein to.
Let's give people. Maybe this is your first episode, or maybe you've been ignoring our cottage cheese
If you haven't
propaganda.
heard us talk about the macros of cottage cheese
Here's
before.
I just typed in cottage cheese macros. Let's see what pops up here. This is like a Daisy. No, this is Daisy low fat. Give me the real one here.
We ain't dicking around with that low fat stuff.
So, oh my god,
It's freaking delicious,
Back
though.
to MacroFactor. Here we go.
It's
So-
just
A serving of Daisy 4% milk fat cottage cheese by Daisy. You're looking at 13 grams of protein, 5 grams of fat, 5 grams of carbs. That's in a half a cup. A half a cup, you'll eat that and you'll be like, that was a serving. I'll have another.
thank you, sir. May I have another?
So protein to fat ratio, like 2.5 to 1. Pretty damn good there. Just a few carbs. I mean, super delicious. Makes every meal feel like a complete meal. You had pizza, boom, spice it up with some protein.
It's the perfect side dish, and it's not
It is.
plain Greek yogurt that just is a thing that has to go in something.
No.
It is the perfect
It
thing.
stands on its own. It totally
Yes.
stands on its own.
It is a ready-to-go side dish that requires no preparation.
Other than having to exist preferably in a cold location before you eat it.
All you have to do is peel off that that little plastic thing on top, and you're ready to serve.
Yeah. It works. It just stands on its own. No prep needed. You just take that lid off and make it happen.
Go to town.
It's delicious.
All right.
I do have one piece of follow-up here on the Hy-Vee cottage cheese. I was really hyping it up and I bought several at one time. They were all delicious. Went back, bought several more because I don't normally do a ton of grocery shopping at Hy-Vee. And this was right before you came, and I was all excited to let you have some Hy-Vee cottage cheese before we took off. And I'm like, God, maybe I had it wrong. Maybe like the batch that I thought was delicious was the one-off, and this isn't how it normally is. Because the curd, the texture was significantly different than what I'd had. The curd itself was even significantly different. And I'm thinking, what is actually the right one? So I didn't want to give it to you because I'm like, this isn't that good. If I've been hyping this up,
I'm gonna have a bad opinion of it. Then.
yeah, if I've been hyping it up, and it was kind of sort of reminiscent of Daisy, which there's nothing wrong with, but I'm like, this isn't anything spectacular. So I didn't even bother giving you any. And I went back, I got 3 more. And when I opened it, this last one, just 2 days ago, I opened it and it was, at first I'm like, this is just milk. It doesn't even look like there's anything in here. But you scoop down to the bottom and it was some of the biggest, chunkiest curds ever.
Yeah.
And it's amazing again. So I think I've never seen ones that vary as much as the Hy-Vee one as far as texture and size and everything. But
wild variety though.
Wild variety. But when it's good, man, it's good.
It's good. All right, what's next?
Next on the list, let's go. Well, because we just did this, let's do gallon of milk. 'Cause we're doing it in gallon quantities.
We're not just doing milk. We're doing gallon of milk is for the list. We already specified this pre-show.
I mean, should this also just be whole milk while we're at it?
Yeah, gallon of whole milk. That's the item on the list. It's not just milk. This will be the one in the picture that people will be mad at whatever it's in because they'll just see milk. But those that listen will know it's specifically gallon of milk.
Yes, gallon of milk.
None of the other ones are restricted to a very specific serving size. We just talked about it and however much you want to eat. But the milk one is a gallon of milk a day.
Yes,
Is that the way
it
we're
is.
playing this one?
That's how we're doing this one. All right. So for refresher for people, 16 servings in a gallon. 1 gallon is obviously one serving is a cup here. So in a cup, you get 150 calories, 8 grams of fat, 12 grams of carbs, and 8 grams of protein. So fat and protein are tied for the lowest. Also, 125 milligrams of sodium. So it's not like sodium free by any means, but yeah, I don't. The only reason we buy milk in our household is for the kids. I don't know, some point along the lines in the last 8 years, 10 years, I just one day quit buying milk and I just don't buy it anymore. I don't crave it. as a kid, and even in high school and everything, I drink it all the time.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, though, I quit buying it. I don't crave it. I never once pour a glass of milk for my kids and think, ooh, I'd like this. Never even crosses my mind that it's something I could consume. So for me, personally, milk is pretty damn low on the list. Like, I mean, honestly, for me, milk could be an F tier item and it would not bug me at all. I do know, like some people like you, Tanner, you do consume some milk. So I could see this being higher.
I don't consume a lot of milk, and also we have to look at this through the lens of gallon of milk specifically.
That is a good point. As a gallon of milk, I mean, it's an F tier for me. I would never consume a gallon of milk in a day. Never.
Also, the thing about it, when you really look at the macros, the fact, because what macro protein didn't lead the way, right?
No, protein and fat are tied for last.
Right, and
so
this
it's
is
a 1-to-1.
This is whole milk too.
Yeah, it's a 1-to-1 ratio on protein and fat.
I could drink milk all the time, but I don't, because I don't know that my body like perfectly agrees with that much dairy. So I have a little bit of milk every day, but not near as much as I used to, because I just don't think, the 40-year-old body is good at processing.
Milk processing. All of that processing power is going to cottage cheese, not milk.
Yes.
Dude, I can say I don't have, I'll be the first to tell you, I don't have a perfect digestive system by any means, but I've never once had any intestinal distress from cottage cheese at all.
No.
It's totally fine with me.
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I was going to say I was maybe leaning towards C, but really a gallon of milk.
That's the thing that's setting off is the gallon. If the rule is that we're going a gallon of milk in a day, it's an F tier. I
like it too, because that's good clickbait, having it down in there F, because everyone's going to be furious when they see milk as an F.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a high protein food. Everything on the list above it has more protein in comparison to the other macros.
Going to come out in with their pitchforks to go after the tier list, so maybe that's worth it.
I'm sorry. Pick a better food to be excited about.
Cottage cheese. You got the wrong dairy.
I accidentally put my battery in my camera instead of the wall plug. So it's right here though. I just got to switch it out.
Is she running down there?
She's gone.
Okay.
She's not just running down there. She's gone.
She's gone. All right.
I heard that milk slander and said, I'm out.
It must be a starting strength camera. Next one I'm going to pick is eggs.
The incredible edible egg.
Yeah.
Tanner's big egg guy. People that don't know that.
6 eggs a day, every day.
6 a day keeps the doctor away.
6 for breakfast. And what are the macros? In an egg, 77 calories, no carbs significantly to speak of, 6 grams of protein, and 5 grams of fat. So a whole egg does just have a little bit more protein than fat in it.
It is surprising. That's a lot of, 6 a day or 6 in the morning. You are getting what? You said 5 grams of fat?
Yep.
So you're getting 30 grams of fat right off the bat from there.
Yep.
That's actually been one of the ones that surprised. I usually do 3 eggs is what I typically do. And it's always like, oh man, that is a lot more fat than what I'm expecting from just one single food source.
But it's barely any food. 3 eggs is like what my 4-year-old could eat for an egg snack.
I agree. I don't like eggs that much. I just kind of make myself eat them. I don't. Very rarely look forward to eating eggs. I just make myself do it. And then I have enough other things. Admittedly,
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my card, and then we just don't even have to debate. It's going to be S tier. And the debate's over. That's my one card. Eggs is S tier.
There it is.
And then we don't even have to decide. We don't have to agree because I'm using my one.
Is that where you want it?
Yeah, that's an S tier. And then because I don't know if anything else in the list, don't think I feel as strongly about anything else on the list as I do eggs. So,
all right, you called it. I definitely would not put it in S tier. Not ever, but that is the game. And that's how you're playing it.
Is. Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't even care that there's almost just as much fat in it. See, that's one of the ones I'm going to use that as a reason why I don't like some other ones as well. But not eggs. That doesn't apply to that one to me.
Has one of the most varieties of eating methods out of all the items so far.
True. That's a pro.
Okay.
All right, what's next?
Next I will go. Oh boy. I'm going to go pure protein bars. And outside of the stretch where I swear the supply was tainted for a month or two and they were not good, like totally unedible to me. Outside of that, I look forward to eating a pure protein bar every single day. I love the things. They're just, you get the 24 pack from Costco. It's like $20. So you're a little less than $1 a bar. Very cheap for, 20 grams of protein. Let me give you the macro breakdown here. We got pure protein bar. We have 20 grams of protein, 7 grams of fat, 17 grams of carbs. I mean, that's a high protein food. Yeah, there's a little bit of carb in there, a little bit of fat, but tastes delicious, super convenient, relatively affordable. This is for sure an A tier for me. I could almost go S tier, but I sort of want to see how S tier shakes out. But I'm a definite A tier on this.
I'd be good with the A because I don't have much of an opinion because I don't really eat. The only time I eat any protein bars ever is on the road. Like I just don't, it's not part of my diet, but those do taste good. I am also someone that I've never had a protein bar of any brand of kind ever. And I've been like, ew, gross. I can't finish it because I don't get a protein bar and think like, oh, good. This has to be a candy bar. That's why I bought it. I need it to taste like a Kit Kat. But I'm like, no, I'm getting this because it has 20 to 30 grams of protein in it. And like, I'm trying to get some protein in because I'm on the road or whatever the circumstances that I need food. So I'm like, the flavor doesn't even matter to me on a protein bar.
I had the same mentality until I had pure protein bars. I'm like, no, they figured out a way to make these damn things tasty. Like they're just good. They're just, I literally look for it's after lunch every day. I have one of them and I look forward to it like I'm eating dessert. Like that's how I feel about it. It's always the last thing I eat because it is dessert because it's so tasty.
It's not really pure protein.
No, not pure protein. You are correct there.
No,
the name is
the
slightly
Genius shot could be called pure protein.
Slightly misleading. Yes.
Interesting name choice. Pure protein.
Yeah. It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got?
Oh, my turn. We'll do something I also have every day, but I think is lower on this list to me than it probably is to some people, is peanut butter. And that's partly because of I think peanut butter is very tasty, delicious. I'm also very much a chunky peanut butter guy.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
My kids like smooth peanut butter, but I'm an adult, so I like chunky peanut butter.
Yeah.
That's what I always tell my kids and the kids in my house is I'm an adult, so I like mine chunky. But I think is there more fat there's more fat in that than protein?
I believe this now takes the cake by quite a bit for the worst macros of the entire list. One serving of peanut butter here. This is showing for Skippy. This is 1 ounce of peanut butter, which isn't that much. That's enough to just have a good flavoring of peanut butter.
Right.
Nothing crazy.
Most people are having more than that.
So and 1 ounce, you're looking at 6.2 grams of protein, 14.2 grams of fat, and 5.3 grams of carbs. That is a whole lot of fat in comparison.
Because there's also
protein.
a lot of sugar in the most common peanut butters that like the not healthier peanut butters.
Like
there also is a lot
like
of
your
sugar.
Skippies and your
Skippy and
Jifs
Jif. That's not like no sugar added. There is sugar in those, like more than what people think.
Yeah,
typically.
I don't even think the sugar is that bad. Honestly, it is just the fat is so, like because that was for Skippy that I was reading that off. It's like 5.3 grams of carbs. Like, yeah, not great, but the 14 grams of fat, like, just for good. Like it'd be very easy
Oh, you could have, most people have way more than that serving amount.
I was
too,
gonna
when
say
you have
it'd be
peanut butter.
it's very, very easy for breakfast to have 2 ounces of peanut butter. So you're at 28 grams you're actually at almost 29 grams of fat. And then, if you were to, like you said, let's say have 6 eggs with it, all of a sudden you're at like 60 grams of fat for the day. Yeah, I mean, I would recommend that over a gallon of milk all day, every day. As far
But
as
also in the peanut, at least in the eggs, you are getting more protein than fat.
Yes.
In the peanut butter, you're getting a third the protein per gram of fat, or whatever the ratio is there. All that being said, I really like the taste of peanut butter.
I do too.
Because
I love if you gave me just anything that I can load up with peanut butter, every pancake or waffle I ever eat has peanut butter on it. I love it. As far as flavor goes, there's not a whole lot of things on this list that I think are more delicious than peanut butter.
yeah, but because of the macros on this, and because of the misconception it carries, sometimes to me it's like a C or an F actually, because the macros are not that of a top protein food.
I do
and also
agree.
I think a lot of people have digestive issues with nuts too. Is a common thing.
That is a thing. The old nut allergies. People just ruin all of our fun.
But I could be good at either of the bottom ones. I mean, it is delicious.
It is. That's
just
the
very
redeeming
tasty.
factor. Is it is so delicious. The macros just are not that good, but I want to bump it up to a C just because of how much I personally enjoy it.
I mean, I have it every day. So
we'll go C for
it.
now. We'll see. Maybe
Yeah.
there'll be some change in here, but I'm comfortable at a C for right now.
That's good with me.
All right. Did we need to take a quick T-Wolves break? Check in here. Do you need that score?
Yeah, we
I got it for you.
are 74-59.
Yeah, looking good.
Yep.
Looking
Gonna be
pretty
Western
good.
Conference Finals bound.
Okay, here we go. Next on the list, I am going to go, we'll say cheddar cheese. Do you like cheese, Tanner? I ain't
Yes,
talking
I-
cottage. I ain't talking cottage here.
Yeah, I do like cheddar cheese. I have it almost every day. And the thing you can do with cheddar cheese is I don't know if this is allowed for this conversation, but you can also have fat-free cheddar cheese.
Oh.
To really spice up the macros.
Yeah,
there too.
that does. If you're eating it on its own, fat-free cheese is significantly less tasty.
I guess I don't really eat cheese on its own.
Yeah. Yeah, if you got the...
Like I always have it. I have shredded cheese as a...
Yeah,
I have it as basically a
flavor enhancer.
Flavor enhance. Yeah, exactly. Like fat-free cheddar cheese as a flavor enhancer. Because I don't have that many sauces, so it's almost like when it's on a hot item and it's melted, it is the sauce kind of.
It is. Even there, a lot of times I have to have some sauce to accompany things. But yeah, okay. So this is showing cheddar cheese. A serving roughly 9 grams of fat, 1 gram of carbs, and 6.5 grams of protein. So it's another one of those where fat is the number one item. Protein, not terrible, but to get some protein of any meaning here, you're really bumping your fat up in a hurry.
Yeah.
So, but I do really like cheese though. I could just eat cheese like. I could just put down cheese. My kids could too.
Yep.
Who picked this one? Me or you?
I don't know. I'm actually not even sure. Like who put it on the list, or who just picked it right now?
Whose turn was that to pick this one right now?
I think you did, didn't you?
I don't even remember now.
I'm not sure actually either. Did I say that or not?
Maybe it was me. Because I think you said peanut butter.
Yeah, I said peanut butter. Yeah.
I mean, if peanut butter is a C, to me, cheese also has to be a C.
Right.
Their macros are pretty damn similar.
Right. And they're both tasty.
And they're both really tasty.
They kind of follow each other, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a hard time putting C in an F because it's just so damn good.
Yeah.
I feel good about cheese being a C. That makes sense to me. That is the right number.
Good with that. Okay. How about the Costco chicken bake?
Ooh.
Classic. Heavy hitter on the list there.
I've heard of that before.
Yeah. Infamously 52 grams of protein per Costco chicken bake. Very high amount of protein per chicken bake, at least. There's a lot of other stuff going on with it too.
Oh, a lot of other stuff, yeah.
But you are getting 52 grams of protein per chicken bake.
I'm trying to find a good photo of it.
I know the Google images of Costco chicken bake by heart. So
They keep wanting to show me pictures of the frozen ones, which
you don't want that.
That's an imitation product.
There's a pretty good picture that I think has like 3 laid out next to each
No,
other.
it does, but
Yeah.
Still, well, also
I always take that one and crop out the middle one.
yeah, a lot of them look like a loaf of bread is also kind of the problem for this exercise here, but
Yeah.
well, I'll go with this one for now. Okay. The Costco chicken bake. Do you know the macros by heart there, Tanner?
No, I don't remember. I mean, at one point in time, I do think I did, but let me see. That's also the tricky part too, historically, is getting the correct macros. This one says 52 grams of protein, 32 grams of fat, 83 grams of carbs, 840 calories.
Yeah.
So she's got a lot of carbs in her.
Just got a lot of carbs, a little bit of fat there. It is kind of a meal. You know, you could definitely eat more after it, but it's more than a snack, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for the memes, it's an S tier all day. You know,
Right,
that alone.
right.
As far as an actual food item, I'm somewhere.
It's also is only $3.99 as a price.
well, actually, yeah,
Getting,
it's convenient.
you know,
Comes in that paper sleeve. You can
like
huck
how
that
much
around.
is relative if you're buying any of these other things in single serving, like if you buy one of those single yogurts, how much does that cost?
Oh, at a grocery store, anywhere between $1 and $1.70 a piece, depending on what type of price you're talking. But yeah, like they're not cheap by any. And that's 15. That's 15 grams of protein is all.
Right. If you buy a single pure protein bar, how much do those cost?
You know, I've never bought a single one. I would imagine it's a protein bar, and if you're buying it in a gas station, we know what they're doing.
Like $4.
Probably.
Gas station.
Probably. Yeah. That's why you gotta buy those in bulk if you're getting those when they're so you're getting them down to under $1 a piece. But
the price is definitely a pro on the chicken bake, and it's a meal.
And it is a meal. It doesn't feel like you're just having a little snack on the go. Like most normal people would be like, yeah, I don't need to eat anything now that I put that down. Oh,
it's got a lot of carbs.
It's got a lot of carbs. It's got a decent. I'm really torn between the A and B on this one.
I think it's an A because the memes push it to the A.
Okay.
I think the memes.
You're right.
The memes carry it to an A.
Yep, I agree. That's the smart way to. When in doubt, think of the internet clout on a given item. The hype surrounding it.
Yes.
Okay. What do you got? Or is it my turn?
I think it's your turn now.
Well, since we're on Costco, let's just say the Costco cheese pizza.
Maybe a hot take here. I do not think the Costco pizza is all that good after having had it a few times now over our big Costco run. And people will be like, oh, it's so good. And there's so much bread to me in like that pizza. It is not really I don't know what it is. I understand why people do like it. It's just not my preferred pizza.
It's also very debatable as to what the macros actually are. This might be the most mysterious item on this entire list.
I mean, that picture of the pizza looks really good that you're using there. And usually when I've gotten the pizza from there, it doesn't look quite like that to me.
That's not your thought of.
No.
I think this photo is a pretty accurate representation.
Yeah.
I don't have any issues with this photo.
Yeah.
My issue is I still am just not totally sure if those macros make sense because aren't we talking roughly chicken bake macros again on the cheese pizza?
Yeah.
Something with no meat on it.
Let's see. Let's see if I can pull it. Okay. 700 calories, 28 of fat, 70 carbs, 44 protein. So it's similar. The protein is lower.
Yes, the protein's lower. If we're
otherwise, it is pretty similar.
If we're specifically saying Costco food court cheese pizza on a protein tier list, where does it rank? It's probably like a C tier, possibly even lower. But I would still much rather.
I don't think it's an F.
I would still much rather have this any day over having to put down a gallon of milk. And again, the macros are still better. So
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm good with that.
okay.
All right. Next, we're going to go chocolate Fairlife. Very tasty. Had some of that in our Ohio trip at Ohio Pico. I had a little chocolate Fairlife with my pizza, of course. Very
Yes.
in vogue also. If you
Yeah,
like
it's
to-
really good. I just recently said I'm not sure I've ever had Fairlife before, and I don't even really care or desire milk that much, and I don't like chocolate milk either. Never been a chocolate milk guy, but man, chocolate Fairlife that did it for me when I had
Yeah.
that the other day, and I have not been able to make a Costco run in the last couple of weeks to stock up on whatever that exclusive Costco one they have is, but that will definitely be on my shopping list the next time I go. I don't know. What'd you say the macros are again?
And we're not saying you have to drink a gallon of this one.
No,
the
this is
regular
just
serving.
you could just like a serving a day is
All right,
like
14 fluid out servings, 250 calories, 22 carbs, 23 protein, 8 fat.
That's pretty much a protein shake, and it's already made and it's delicious and good. I mean, I'm an easy A tier on this one.
I'm good with that. How much does one of those cost? I know
That's
they're kind of
what it has working
expensive.
against it is the
Yeah.
price is not super in your favor. Like, ooh, this one right here, this at Walmart, the 30-gram high protein one, whatever it is, a 12-pack is showing $34.
Yeah.
So looking at almost $3 a unit. That is one of the most expensive items on. I mean, that's actually for sure what's stopping it from being an S tier item. Is it's just too
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
Even in the A tier, it's the most expensive item on that list. I think.
Right.
Even if
Right.
you got two comparable numbers of protein, it would be, I think, the most expensive still. So, yeah, I think A tier. I could even understand possibly B tier if someone.
Yeah.
But it tastes good. It actually does taste good. It's really good. All right. Next on the list, let's go. Let's go. Okay, let's do a protein shake.
Oh, that's got to be pretty high for me. I had a lot of protein shakes in my life, and from a macro perspective, obviously, you're hitting something pretty good there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, compared to a lot of these other really high protein items, pretty affordable for the number of grams
It
of protein
is
you're
like
getting.
people. I always feel like people like to complain about the price of protein, but in the
But
scheme
when
of
we're
things,
comparing it to everything else here, it's actually like the amount of protein you get for the cost if you buy it in a decent quantity is not bad.
and almost nothing else on top of that. Like you're not. There's not a bunch of fat hiding behind the scenes
Right.
or even a lot of carb. It's just, it's the kind of the closest you can get to just sort of having pure protein.
Other than something that says pure protein. on it.
That's actually not pure protein, but
Maybe the one, if I'm to think of the flip side, the one downside of it is not really real food.
no,
Like in a
that
sense,
is
that's what
definitely I think certain
those-
people can get lost in the fact that you're not really consuming food. This isn't a
Right,
food
right.
substitute.
That's pretty high to me, though. Still, it's almost an S to me, but I could see making it not an S. I could see an A, but it's just the price and the macro breakdown are both very high on the list. But it's not real food, is the one thing too. you
Yeah.
know?
It's
I think people overrate it sometimes because it's not. It has a great place in somebody's diet. I think that's trying to do a high protein diet, but it's also not food. Would you
do you ever consume multiple protein shakes in a day?
I have before. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore because I just switched to more where I'm like, no, I want to get more of what I need through food.
Yeah.
It's just kind of my mentality on it. So, no, but I wouldn't be against. Also, like in a pinch or something, I wouldn't be against it. And sometimes I will just treat it as a snack. If I'm like, oh, I want something
Yep.
that's chocolatey, then I'm like, okay, I can have that. I'm just like having 30 more grams of protein basically instead of like a piece of sugar.
Yeah, it doesn't satisfy that thing though if you feel like eating something, you know,
Right,
it doesn't satisfy
right, that's
that
true.
urge, but yeah, otherwise though it is pretty solid. I mean, we obviously are big fans of Build Fast formula over here.
Right,
My favorite's the chocolate. I would use a Build Fast formula picture, but most people, if we post this graphic, aren't going to understand what a Build Fast formula bag is. Where if you put an optimum nutrition tub, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I know what that is."
Kind of the generic.
Yeah, I'm probably an A on this one.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a ton of ways you can do it between making a crazy shake, mixing it in your oatmeal, whatever else you think you need to do. But very versatile, very affordable, pretty convenient, but it doesn't really have that satisfaction of food. So yeah, I'm very good with an A.
All right. Next, I'm going to pick tofu. Tofu is like an F to me, and I don't even care what the macros are.
I think I'm quite certain I've had it. But I guess maybe that says something about it. It's like I'm not even totally sure if I've had it.
My wife makes it.
Does she?
Yeah, and I've tried it with an open mind a few different times, thinking like, oh, this maybe isn't too bad, and I do not really like it, and I think it sucks. I guess I get why other people like it, but I do not.
Yeah, isn't the point of it is like you have to like actually have kind of a recipe down to make it tolerable?
Yeah.
Like you don't just eat straight up tofu, do you?
That I certainly wouldn't do that.
I'm trying to see what. Okay, here we have at Target Good and Gather organic extra firm tofu. $3 for a little brick of that thing. Give me some numbers on this.
The macros are pretty good, I think, but
are they?
Yeah.
This is showing, okay, so a whole brick of it is 4.5 servings. So a serving is pretty damn small, actually. 3 ounces is a serving. 4.5 grams of fat, 3 grams of carbs, 9 grams of protein. So a 2-to-1 ratio. Actually pretty decent.
Yeah. I think it's shitty.
Yeah. I'm fine with that being an F. I mean, I don't buy it ever. So like that, I mean, that just shows like that's an F to me. Like the only other F item is milk. The only other item on this list I never consume.
Yeah. I don't like tofu.
All right. Is that my turn now?
Yep.
Let's do sardines. Sardines.
I also don't like those.
Specifically the canned variation.
Disgusting.
Where they've been kippered or pickled or whatever you call that.
Gross. Gross.
In fact, if you were to tell me who consumes these, I would say I know sometimes my brother has cans of them, and every time I've been at Juji Mufu's house, I've seen enormous like packages of cans of these things. So I know he's consuming them.
No carbs, 25 grams of protein, and 10 to 12 grams of fat. So it's pretty good. But disgusting.
But there is that whole taste thing.
Yeah, that is also an F for me.
Yeah, I don't even need to debate that one. I mean, I don't know if there's an item on this list that would have more agreement than that.
Yeah, gross.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, except for the people that really like them, they're like, oh, you got to try sardines.
But even the people that really like them, they have to have enough self-awareness to know that like they're kind of not.
Yeah,
in the majority on that one.
Yeah. How about we'll do cheeseburgers? Icon has cheeseburger.
Cheeseburgers are delicious. I don't think they're very good from a macro standpoint, though, are they?
Probably
missing
not.
something here.
Protein 30, carbs 40, fat 30. Pretty even across.
Pretty even, actually.
Yeah,
not terrible. You know what else has macros somewhat similar to that? Whole milk.
Yeah, true.
But cheeseburgers are delicious.
You're bulking, you're getting calories. You're getting a little bit of everything there.
Yeah, I wouldn't normally think of if someone said they're eating a high protein diet and they're eating a lot of cheeseburgers. Like,
no, that's a bulking diet.
Yeah,
is what
that's not necessarily
you get a lot of calories and still like chugging the protein along a little bit. It's not just eating like Doritos and
right, just straight up garbage.
Right,
cake pan a day or whatever that one diet was.
Yeah.
I think I think, I mean, if wings are a B, a cheeseburger has to be a C, right?
Yeah, I suppose it's with the cheese pizza. It's in the cheese pizza and wings area, and the breakdown's shittier than the wings. Like a good cheeseburger is just as delicious as wings to me, but the macro profile is worse. I think
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of a C.
Yeah.
It's probably in that pizza area. But don't get me wrong. I'll eat pizza, burgers, and the shit out of
yeah.
pizza, burgers, and
we're
wings.
talking,
It's just,
we're talking
for the list, I just don't
prime
think it can
food
go
here.
very high. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I can go with that. Who picked that one? Me or you?
I did.
Let's go. Do we want to do smoothies, or is that just a dressed up protein shake?
Yeah, maybe we already did that. I guess my only note would be like, sometimes it's the shit that people think is actually like a protein food, and it's really not at all.
'Cause that's what I was gonna
It's like
say.
they didn't even put a scoop of protein in your smoothie.
Right, barely a scoop, and it costs it's just a watered down, a more sugary or more fat protein shake to me is what a
Right.
smoothie is. So we'll take that one off the list because that smoothie can mean a lot to a lot of different people there.
Yep.
But I wouldn't typically think of a smoothie as a high protein food though. Then okay, I'll do this one here. Protein cookies. This is starting to be more of a thing I've noticed in gas stations the last few years. Quest has some protein cookies. I've only had a bite of the Quest one. I was with a buddy one time. He got one. He thought they were so good. And then I've had these Lenny and Larry's ones several times.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah,
And
like those
man,
are at like the Arnold or something sometimes.
Yeah, there. Or the first time I ever saw one was that time we did that. Went and had a booth at the powerlifting meet in Fargo, and they had some of those.
Yeah.
And I just got to see what the macros are on these things because I forget. Lenny and Larry cookie chocolate chip. I do like that flavor. So a whole cookie, you're looking at 440 calories, 10 grams of fat, 70 grams of carbs, quite a few carbs in that thing, 16 grams of protein. Wow, there's a lot of carbs in that.
That's not even a protein snack to me. Like that's,
with 22 grams of added sugar.
That just is a cookie.
It does seem like that is just a. I'd be genuinely curious.
I
A regular
thinking
cookie, is
about those.
it slightly more sugar with no
It's
protein?
probably about. Yeah, I was gonna say there's just almost no protein. Probably.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's about the same. Like they didn't add
What's
a little
what's
bit
the
of protein.
is it grandma's cookies, whatever the
Yeah, I think that's what it is, right? Which that'd be a no protein option.
I'm just curious like what the other prepackaged cookie options are. Grandma's cookies. If you get one of those.
Is that Lenny and Larry one? Is that considered a protein? Like, does that?
I
is
mean,
that
I
what
think on the front of the package,
says?
it's like high protein.
The complete
I mean, they have
cookie. Yeah.
big on there, 16 grams of protein. Yeah, the grandma's cookies ones per package, you're looking at 20 grams of fat, 51 grams of carbs, and 4 grams of protein. So really the biggest difference is just the fat's a little lower and the protein's a little higher in the
There again, I don't mind any of that stuff. Tastes just fine to me. Like even the Lenny's one is pretty good, but also like that's not as good as the grandma's cookie. Like that's
No, yeah, the grandma's cookies are way better.
way better for something that's not that much worse.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like you're just getting 10 less grams of protein, basically.
Yeah.
And still the same other shit.
It's probably an F tier protein item, isn't it?
I would lean that towards that, where I.
But
think
it's
that's
so
the
delicious,
it's
though.
it's good, but I think it's kind of a scam. It's a farce.
It sort of
Like
is.
it's a trick. It's a trap on that one.
16 grams of protein just really isn't that much. I mean,
Not for like
when you
a
say 16
protein.
grams of protein in a snack, you're like, oh, that's kind of like a protein bar that's just a little low on protein.
Right.
You're like, oh, but what's the rest of it? And you're like, 10 grams of fat. It's like, that's like a protein bar, but a little
And then
high
like
in fat.
70 carbs.
70 grams of carbs and
You're like,
22
how is
grams
this
of
a
sugar.
protein snack.
Yeah, 22 grams of sugar is what really is like, well, that's just a treat now. Like,
Right. Yeah, you're just like, just give me a candy bar,
Yeah,
dude.
like, yeah, you
give me a
just made that
cookie.
taste
Give me
good
a
'cause-
really good. How about I just have a really good cookie and I'll get my protein somewhere else.
Yeah. I actually like this. There's a little infographic here. It says healthy cookies in quotes versus normal cookies, and it's comparing a Lenny and Larry's to a regular one. It's like calories in the Lenny and Larry 180, calories in a bakery cookie 170, so the same. Fat 6 and 6, carbs 32 in the Lenny and Larry versus 26 in a bakery cookie.
More.
It's like really actually
it just has a little added protein.
It does, yeah. It has 8 grams of protein versus 3 grams of protein. So it's like, not exactly a high protein food. Yeah. Now that I see that, I do agree. I think that is an F tier protein item.
Okay. Getting to our last couple on the list. This is a staple in my diet. Oatmeal. I have it every single morning, even when we're on the road. I always have oatmeal, but where does it fit on the protein list? And the reason we would ask where it fits on it's very much like a bagel to me, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's in the bagel territory.
It's that way of just getting some decent carbs in the morning.
Yeah, I would almost put it next to the bagel because it's kind of a similar concept where it's maybe a relatively healthy carb source, but getting a little bit of protein along with it too.
But do you ever eat your oatmeal plain, Tanner?
I usually at least the least I'll do is put raisins in it.
Oh man. Raisins is your staple in that?
Well, no,
Sounds
that's
like a
I'm saying
punishment.
that's the least I'll do. Like if we're at a hotel and they don't have my usual stuff, but they have oatmeal, I can get by with oatmeal with raisins.
Oh.
Or I actually could just eat oatmeal plain at this point too. I don't because it tastes better. It's like it's actually just like a bagel. I can eat a bagel plain, but I never do that.
Yeah.
Because I would like when I have the choice of like putting peanut butter or something on a bagel, I'll always do that. Just like oatmeal, I can eat it plain, but if I have the choice to make it better, I'll always make it better by putting fruit in it.
So I'm looking, this is just showing like a Quaker Oats, like instant oats, a serving, 3 grams of fat, 5 grams of protein, 27 grams of carbs. So it is like a bagel with a little less protein, I think.
Yeah.
Is how that would shake out too. I'm not an oatmeal fan. I just don't really enjoy it. The only thing I'll ever do is occasionally I'll have the microwave instant flavored oatmeal packets. There's like brown sugar.
Those macros would probably be a little worse.
Yeah, those are going to be higher because they actually have some flavor to them. And occasionally I'll have one of those. But that's, for me, oatmeal would be like a C tier item. But you're kind of leaning more towards B, aren't you?
I'm actually, I would lean towards B, but I think C is still fine because it doesn't rank that high to me. Because where I could also like bagel is BC to me because it's just the ratios are actually the same because a bagel's 50 to 60 grams of carbs and 10 to 12 grams of protein. And you said it's just the serving size.
Yeah.
You'd have to double the serving size and they're actually exactly the same.
Yeah. If I was to compare them straight up 1-to-1 though, I would pick the bagel every time over just plain oatmeal. You know, if I had to, it's like if someone said, okay, you have to eat one of these. Here's your breakfast today.
Plain.
One just bowl of plain oatmeal or just one plain non-toasted bagel. I'd pick the bagel every time.
I do not like a if you let me toast it, then I'm okay. But a plain non-toasted bagel, and if you did, I'm going to be like, I need a giant glass of water.
It's going to be incredibly dry, but I would still pick that food. I just think it tastes way better than plain oatmeal every time. Like bread just tastes good always. That's where I'm at on that one.
Yeah, I'm good with C.
Okay.
What's left? Tuna packets is the only thing left on the list.
Oh boy, best for last.
Tuna packet, Starkist,
of course.
What do we got for macros on this? Probably going to be pretty good.
Are we talking the chunk light tuna?
Yep, that's what it should be. And I'd even go with like one of the flavored ones, like the lemon pepper ones, because that's a lot more palatable.
See,
I don't think the macros are probably that much different.
This is uncharted territory for me because I don't think I've ever had a tuna packet in my life.
Oh yeah,
I don't mind tuna at all, and I actually do make it, but I don't think I've ever had it from a packet.
When I worked at Menards, I brought these with me every single day.
Oh, people hated you.
I ate these every day.
Really?
I usually did it outside.
Really?
Yeah, because it's so easy. They don't require microwave. They don't require refrigeration. And the breakdown on one of them, and I did like the lemon pepper one. My favorite probably, though, is sweet and spicy.
I didn't even know there was like...
yeah, the sweet and spicy. All the flavored ones are way better than the plain ones, but the macro is 80 calories in a pouch. Carbs, nothing. Fat,
Nothing.
Protein,
17.
17 grams.
That is pretty good. That might be like the best macros on this entire list for actual food. Not
and
counting.
it tastes good. The downside, the smell of it.
Yeah.
And probably if I look closer, what else is in it? Sodium, 340 milligrams for 80 calories. I imagine that ratio is quite high. It does have other decent stuff in it though too. If you look down the list it's like, I think it's B12. It's high in B12.
Well, it has a similar level of sodium to cottage cheese, so I mean, not that bad.
Is that about the same?
Yeah,
then?
the Daisy cottage cheese are selling $3.50.
Okay, so it's similar. The macros on it are stellar.
The
convenience on it is very high too because it requires no refrigeration.
So it doesn't. You just rip it and eat it. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, that's it. I would just use the fork method. So I'd always have a plastic fork with me.
So are they in any type of, like, what was the one you said you liked? Lemon pepper?
Sweet and spicy was always my favorite.
So is that sweet and spicy? Is it getting that flavor through seasoning or a sauce of some kind?
It's a little different. Like the sweet and spicy one, if I remember right, the meat is even slightly different colored. So I don't know if it's like you consider it a little bit of a sauce.
All right, but it's not like
the lemon
swimming
pepper
in the sauce though.
No. It's not like
okay.
It's like lemon pepper. Citrus meets pepper in this tango of taste.
Oh boy!
It all starts with our premium wild caught tuna. From there, it's prepared with refreshing lemon and cracked black pepper. This pouch goes well with pasta, salads, and busy schedules. Just tear, eat, and go. Yeah, I would say forget the pastas and salads. And this is just for eating out of the pouch. Although I rarely have these anymore, but we usually probably have some in the house. And I actually, talking about it makes me, I'm like, I should have some of these more often because they are pretty good.
Sort of
way better than freaking sardines.
Oh God, for sure. I don't mind tuna at all. I kind of enjoy it a little bit, but what I've noticed lately is I tried to start eating more tuna, and I don't know if it was in the preparation stage or what, but nothing on this entire list gives me more gut issues than tuna.
Oh, really?
I don't.
Is that a common thing for people?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
And like when I'm making my tuna, this is what I usually do. I go grab a can of it. I drain all the juice out. I put it in a bowl. I do just like a dash of mayo, like a little bit of mustard, and then some salt and pepper and like some garlic powder. I'd mix it up and then I'd put it on some bread, just like a little tuna, just a very basic tuna sandwich.
Yeah.
And within like an hour, my stomach feels like it is just turning over. And it took me a while to pick up on that because I'm like, there's no way this is doing that. And then after like having it once a week for about a month and a half, I'm like, yeah, it is the tuna. There's no other way around it. It's like my stomach's doing flips. Nothing else gives me that feeling. And that's kind of annoying because it'd be just a great way to boost, like you were saying, boost those macros. I enjoyed the taste, but for whatever reason, tuna seems to be off the list for me right now.
I don't think I've ever had it out of a can. I've only ever bought these pouches before because the way I just bought them for like to take to work and stuff. So was the only way.
Convenience is number one. Yeah, because the can has the water in it. You got to drain that water off. It stinks.
These still don't smell particularly good.
I would never mess with tuna in a can if I was not at home. I could not imagine being that guy at all.
I do. That being said, and I talked a lot of good about it, they don't taste that good though.
Yeah, it's not like
delicious
a treat by any means.
No, it's not. It's not like an awesome. It's not as good as a chicken bake or the cheese pizza or the cheeseburger
or even beef jerky for that matter.
Not really. Yeah, but the macros are home run, I would say, on macros.
Yeah, it's one of the best macro items on the whole list.
But actually you have veto power because you haven't used your
Yeah, I don't feel this strongly about this. I mean, like I was just saying, I like tuna. It just doesn't, for whatever reason, it doesn't feel good when I eat it. So I'd probably
that'd be a B to me, actually, is what it would be, because the macros are so good, and I kind of do like the taste of it, but I don't have it that much, so that has to make me think, like, do I like it that much?
See, as of 6 months ago, I would have been an easy B tier, maybe even an A. It's just the fact that I feel like I can't eat it. It always agitates me. So, like, from personal preference, that would bump it down to a C for me. But I could easily see this being a B, though. I would totally understand that argument. We'll go B.
I think
B is pretty empty. We'll go B.
And the macros are
so
good.
redeeming there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the price.
That's a pretty good spread. The list is done. Should we do a very, very quick recap? Should I list?
Okay.
F tier, we have gallon of whole milk a day. Gallon of it. Tofu, sardines, and Lenny and Larry's cookie.
Yep.
All F tier items. C tier, we got beef jerky, peanut butter, cheddar cheese, Costco food court cheese pizza, cheeseburgers, and oatmeal. B tier, wings, bagels, and tuna in a pouch. A tier.
It does also have to. I think it has to be tuna in a pouch.
Of course.
It's not canned tuna. It's the
A
pouch.
tier, we got the Oikos Greek yogurt, or actually any flavored Greek yogurt for that matter. Pure protein bars. The chicken bake. That's a very weird chicken bake photo. The Fairlife chocolate milk and whey protein. And S tier, we have the one and only cottage cheese, and right next to it are eggs. I would say my biggest issue with this entire list would be eggs are not an S tier protein source for me.
But I used my veto on that. So what I was going to say is, you had a couple in the A that you wanted to make a case for S, and you haven't really used your veto. So if you wanted to move one up, then you could have the.
Yeah, this is a really tough one for me though, because most of those items in A outside of the chicken bake aren't really real food, like a protein shake.
That's kind of what knocks them down for the most part.
Yeah, what about
the Greek yogurt though?
Well, but then it is just the principle of that standing next to cottage cheese, which, I mean, you are right. Like that is, I mean, if we can make a very specific point that we're not talking plain Greek yogurt here, like this is specifically flavored Greek yogurt, to me, that is an S tier item. So.
Yeah, I could be down with that. It's a pretty solid. It's tasty.
I just moved it.
Macros are really good.
Greek yogurt is now an S tier item. Let it be on record, though. We are not talking plain Greek yogurt. We're not mixing this into food. This is flavored Greek yogurt to be enjoyed like the item it is meant to be enjoyed.
Also, if it's really specific, I almost think cottage cheese is like S+ tier.
We're taping another tier to the top of this list. It's going to 11.
Eggs are interesting because the macros aren't as good. The macro breakdown isn't good, with the fat being almost completely equal.
Yeah, it is one of the most versatile items on the entire list, though.
Yeah, I could almost see it going down to an A, but then I wouldn't like it being just the Greek yogurt next to the cottage cheese, though.
These two dairy extracts on the top.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's kind of by nature we left out all the normal meat sources of the list.
Yeah. The closest thing we got to a normal meat source would be chicken wings, beef jerky, and like tuna and sardines. Well, sardines is a normal meat source.
Because if we were just having chicken breasts and T-bone steaks and stuff, like a lot of that would have been up there. Because when you say that at first, like, why is it just like a couple of dairy but I'm like, well, we kind of eliminated some of those primary ones off.
Yeah, we took steak and just lean cuts of meat. They're off the list.
So that actually doesn't. Then I think that I feel actually somewhat okay about eggs being up there, because something's got to be up there. And
something's got to be keeping that Greek yogurt and cottage cheese company.
And like you said, the other A stuff, it's all just like
outside of the chicken bake is just like protein extract items.
Yeah,
it's basically protein shakes that One is one you make protein powder, the protein shake you make yourself. Fairlife, a protein shake that's made for you. Pure protein bars, protein shake in a bar
shake
form.
you made into a bar, right?
Yeah, that's all what that stuff is. And that's what's hard to not recommend those because they're really good at what they do, but you don't want that to be your entire diet either because that's not real food at the end of the day.
Right.
But just for looking at this though, just say that top tier of the list. Okay, you have two servings of cottage cheese in a day. What's that? Like 26 or is it 13 grams of protein per serving?
Yeah, I think that's right.
So like 26 grams of protein right there. You have a Greek yogurt. You're at about 40 grams of protein right there. You throw in, let's just say 3 to 4 eggs. You're looking at another 20 some grams of protein there. So now you're at like 60 some. You have a pure protein bar. You're at like 84. You have a protein shake. You're at like 108. You have a Fairlife. You're at like 120. You haven't really ate much food and you've had 120 grams of protein already. And your other macros are relatively low.
Yep. That's why they call it a tier list.
And that's it. We did it.
I think that's solid. I think everyone that listens and sees this graphic like on the internet will agree perfectly with us and not
don't know what they
comments otherwise.
I mean, we solved the problem. There's nothing to argue. We did the work for them. There's nothing to argue.
Let us know down in the YouTube what you would have placed differently. Which of these items would you have placed in different tiers? Which items would you have added to the list altogether that what did we just omit that you think definitely needs to be on this list? Outside of just the regular lean cuts of meat that we kind of just avoided a little bit. So what else needs to be on the list and what did we get wrong in your incorrect opinion?
I just emailed the graphic to you, Tanner, so you can make a poster of that, hang it up for people learning their
Put
nutrition.
it next to the music one and everyone will be like, oh, 2 for 2, 2 home runs they did here. These guys know their tier list.
Go put that on the door at the gym. People be like, yep. I got it.
With no further context, just this picture.
People would be like, what's going on here? It's so confusing.
I'll put this one and this music song one next to each other.
Are these supposed to be connected or what are they doing? What's the goal here?
People are going to be pissed when they see milk in the F tier. I know that.
Some people will be. Oh, is that milk next to tofu and sardines?
So let us know what you would change. Head over to Build Fast Formula. Hey, we said whey protein shakes is an A tier protein item. When you need your whey protein, you go to buildfastformula.com. You buy their 80/20 protein powder. And we both talked about it. Just get it in chocolate lava cake. If it's your first try, that's the one to go with. It's delicious. Macro breakdown. Tough to beat this one. 23 grams of protein, 1 gram of fat, 3 grams of carbohydrates that you're going to get in a serving of 80/20 protein from buildfastformula.com. You can also use discount code Massenomics to save you on every single order. Thank you, Build Fast.
This episode is also brought to you by Barefoot Shoes. You can't eat them, but they are great on your feet. And they are a great barefoot option at that. Tanner and I have been really rocking the Ursus low top. It is a low top shoe, black canvas upper, gum sole, also available in like 10 other colors, so it fits with whatever your style might be, but really great minimal shoe. Wear it in the gym, out of the gym, everywhere you can think of. There's also the Ursus Gen 2 if you're looking for a shoe that has a little bit more of a sneaker look. A little bit more of an outsole and just a little bit more of that traditional look. That one has got it going on. They have got boots. They got slip-ons. They got pretty much every type of footwear you might need. So head on over to barefoot.store, and while you're there, make sure to use code Massenomics to save 10% on your next order. Thank you, Barefoot Shoes.
We'll wrap this up here pretty soon, but did you see, Tommy, that apparently the knee sleeves are allowed again?
Yeah.
In the IPF.
Yes.
They're allowed again.
I did see that. Actually, this kind of ties into my training notes. Okay, so yes, for people that don't know, we had an episode about this. The stiff knee sleeves got banned by the IPF from like everyone except SBD. Apparently, they're back now, which because of why not, I guess. Like it's just this flippy floppy thing that no one seems to know. And today I had an RPE 10 squat day. My training's been going excellent. Things have been going so good. Just been feeling unstoppable. And I thought, you know what? We're getting close to meet day. There's really only honestly 5-ish squat sessions left.
Yep.
It's time to get back on that SBD, or it's time to get back on that Pioneer knee sleeve train, baby. Like, let's do this. And what also really started it was a week ago, my left SBD knee sleeve always fits a little tighter. And last week was the first time ever where I'm like, I actually couldn't think I could get my left one on. Right when it went on fairly easily. Left one, it was
your Pioneer one.
No, my SBD one. I could.
You could.
It was so tight. I could not get it on my left leg. It was. I almost quit, but I'm like, I can't be messing up my squat now. Like I actually do really like knee sleeves, and the idea of not having that is not sit well with me. Yeah. And so I'm like, yep, this is the week. RPE 10. We're going down to the Pioneer ones. Like they suck. They suck to put on. But it's just the pain. Like I'll deal with it. It's fine. And so I warm up. I don't put my knee sleeves on until after I take 315. And
right.
So I go and I put these things on for the first time since the meet last year. And I know how much like they're fairly easy to get on. Like it's not that hard for me to get them on. It's just once I do that final flip up, the tourniquet has been activated and
the time
and Pain City, here we come. And you know, I said last year, like my legs have clearly gotten bigger, so my SBD ones are tighter. Well, these Pioneer ones are even tighter now. And I took my first rep and I'm like, this is not good. Like I actually feel like I'm having nerve damage or like I'm going to act like it. I'm not even exaggerating. I actually thought I was causing damage to my lower legs. And, I'm like, maybe I just need to like wake these up. And I even tried to jump and I'm like, I actually think I would have a hard time. Like I jumped like 2 inches off the ground. I'm like, I don't know if I could jump higher because I think my legs would give out because they're so. I'm like, I don't know. Is this how you get blood clots? I don't even know. Like it was so uncomfortable, so bad. And where I screwed myself, like I'm just pissed now. Where I screwed myself is they were so tight in my legs that somehow, I don't know if through compensation, my glutes were like cramping on me even. My calves are getting Charlie horses. My glutes are even tightening on me. I can't stand. I also can't sit because I have to be in this crazy like leg extended position. So anyways, I'm an idiot. So I just am powering through it. So I take 365 and I'm like, that felt terrible. Like it moved just fine, but everything about it felt terrible.
Yeah.
I take so I'm supposed to work up to 445 for a set of 5. I take 405 and I've squatted over 405 for every squat session for like 2 months now. So that's not a number that I think twice about at all.
Right.
And same thing, feels god awful, feels terrible. And I walk away and I'm like, I think something's wrong with my back actually. And like, I'm just, something's not right. Yeah. And so the final warm up was going to be like 425, 430.
Yeah.
And so I put it on and I'm like still thinking like, nope, I'm just gonna have to power through this. And I get under it and I'm like, I can't like get my brace correct on my, you know, my midsection. I'm trying to stand up with 425 and I can't. It's the only time in my life when I've unracked a squat and I'm like, no, something's not, like it actually hurt my back just unracking it. And I think the things on my legs were so damn tight that it was like detracting and distracting me from getting a proper brace.
From like bracing.
So I set it, I stood up with it and he immediately set it right back down, didn't take a spot out. And I actually backed out because I'm like, is my belt not on right? Like, what am I doing? I've never in my life had that feeling of like, I can't get a brace. Like, my brace is always locked in on squat. Like that is a guarantee. Like I think that's where my confidence comes from is I feel so good. And I like step back and I'm like, what is off here? And I'm like looking at my belt. I'm like, no, my belt's tight like it always is. Like nothing's changed there. So I went back to it and I got under it again. And I'm like, no, this actually hurts my back. And so I called it there and I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to start this squat day over with my SBDs. I'm going to make them get on my legs. Yeah. And so at this point I'm all like hot and bothered and flustered. Also, it's 86 degrees in the garage, which came out of nowhere. I'm not used to either. Yeah. And so I'm like, no, I'm just going to start this whole thing over. Really annoying, but we're going to do this. And as I start going things over, I'm like, no, I'm finally resident. I actually have tweaked my back. Like it's very frustrating, very annoying. And every other time, it's been a long time since I've had some very minor tweaks in the past year, like something like, this just kind of is annoying, but within 3 days I'll be totally fine and not enough to even derail training at all. And as time went on, I realized like, nope. This is like the worst tweak I've had in quite a while. And I don't know. It's so weird, so confusing.
Of like what it was exactly.
Because every other time I've done it, like where it's a more severe one, I can specifically pinpoint like, oh, I felt that instantly happen there.
Right. Like
I can't even really say the time I really felt. It was somewhere in those warm-up reps. Like it felt a little uncomfortable before that when I was trying to take off. It's a weird one. I don't know. I'm hoping that maybe like this squat day for sure isn't happening this week. Like this,
right.
Super annoying, being like 7 weeks out, 8 weeks out that I'm going to miss an RP10 squat day. I know it's not make or break. I also know if this was me a few years ago, or even when I was younger, it would have been like, nope, we're giving it the berry. We're going all in, and I would have been crawling out of the gym.
Right.
So I'm hoping that in a few days from now, and I'm fairly confident in a few days from now, I'll probably be totally normal. Where this is kind of screwing me is that we're doing a family trip to Disney World next week, so I already planned on not lifting at all, or maybe
you might be like a couple weeks.
Maybe walking away to like go to the hotel gym if there even is one, and doing like some goblet squats and some dumbbell work, if that's even a thing. Like that might not even be a thing there. So now I'm like, God, I'm kind of not really lifting this week, and I'm not lifting next week for sure. I'm like, damn, that's like 2 weeks of almost not lifting. Like that's definitely not ideal given the situation of what I'm trying to do here. Especially when it felt like things were just going just so good. So I don't know.
It's good that you'll have the forced break.
I'll have the forced break in. And like I told you this, because for me, for Juggernaut, RP10 deadlift day is the week before RP10 squat and bench day. Yeah. And last week, the heaviest deadlift I've ever taken on Juggernaut was 465. And I've done that several times now, and it's moved great. It had me load up 505, which I've only touched on a deadlift ever a handful of times, like counting singles and everything. Yeah. I was supposed to move it for 4. I moved it for 2 that went great. Perfect form, incredible, move very well. And then the third one was the first one where it even started to slow down, and it just have this thing in my brain where once I get to my knees and it slows down enough, I just have this thing where my back's like, nope, I'm out. Yeah. And I don't know if it's just years of mental scarring of just the worst, most annoying, nagging back injuries. And so I quit that. So it was supposed to be a set of 4. I did 2. In my mind, I rated it as a 9.5 because it's like, is the muscle, is the strength there to do 3? I really think it is, the way it moved and everything. Yep. I just mentally can't commit to a real grinder on the deadlift yet. Right. And so that was like kind of a weird day for me, where it was like it wasn't the worst thing to happen. It was a pretty good thing. And that was on a Friday. Today's Wednesday as of recording this. So like my back felt totally, the next day, I wouldn't have even known I did a deadlift day. My back felt great, which I'm like,
so it wasn't like it was from that.
No, it wasn't from that at all. Like I was feeling really good actually. And I actually just moved my squat day back this week. So I'm like, oh, we're lifting on Saturday. So I'll just, I usually do most of my lifts within like a 4 or 5 day span. So I'm like, I'm not going to squat on Monday and wait all the way until Saturday to bench. So I'll just kind of move everything back. And for whatever reason, I got to blame myself for mixing stuff up, but I really think that those freaking knee sleeves messed my whole setup so much. Tight. They're so insanely tight. I think it actually messed me up when it came to performing my squat correctly.
I've still never actually had some on before, so I can't even really relate to what it even what it feels like, because I've never been able to wear them.
Well, so I got that. And then on top of that, also, I finally, for the first time ever, bought a second pair of wrist wraps, and I got the A7 ones.
Oh, yeah.
And now I have these longer wrist wraps. And so I'm like messing with these knee sleeves that are way too tight and pissing me off. I have like these wrist wraps that all of a sudden feel like I'm wrapping around I feel like I'm just like messing with equipment and I'm not even lifting. I'm so annoyed in my head the whole time here.
Right.
I think I'm going to be fine. And like I guess the words of wisdom, if I have those, I know no one training session makes or breaks a prep.
True.
Like I'm not all of a sudden like this training session isn't magically going to add 20 pounds to my PR, but also towards the end of a prep, you don't want to be missing like the days where you're testing yourself.
Right.
So it's more of a mental thing, I think, than anything. And then it is, I feel pretty confident right now that I can be back to 100% by the time my next wave starts here, but it's just an annoying setback this far in the process.
Right. Yeah. Like you said, especially on like an RPE 10 day when it's It's just nice to check it off and be like, yep, we're on track.
I know. And I was so confident. I felt so great. Like I was so confident going into this one. I'm like, I'm going to smoke these. I know it. They're going to go so good. And never even got a chance to load them up. So we will see.
Yep. It's and there again, it's those damned super tight
damn stiff knee sleeves.
Stiff knee sleeves. Yeah.
But now I'm in a conundrum because I don't know. Maybe I need to wash them. I've also had this thing in the past where I feel like if you go long enough without washing your knee sleeves, that like the salt and whatever they collect from your sweat, it's almost like it makes them tighter.
Yeah.
So I think maybe if I just wash them, it'll maybe loosen them up a touch. Because then I'm in the situation where I guess my legs have now gotten big enough that they don't fit my knee sleeves. So I need new knee sleeves again. And I don't want to get SBD ones because everything's going on. But I also know how they fit. So it's like, well, I also don't want to get some other brand and be totally off on the sizing and be in the same predicament. It's so annoying. It's so annoying that what I'm going through right now.
So this is
everyone feels sorry for me.
Powerlifters feel like.
Oh, it's so stupid. It's so dumb.
Trying to get their suits right.
Yeah. Just like, I just want these things to feel the way they felt for the last year, not the way they felt for the last 2 weeks.
Right. So not as good of a training update overall.
No. I still might be able to salvage a bench day on Saturday. There might be a chance there. I can just bench with more of a flat back. Like that's not the end of the world. So I'm not feeling terrible unless things actually I wake up tomorrow and things are really bad.
Right.
But I'm still hopeful for Saturday. And then it's like, well, I kind of salvaged the week then, but we will see. It's a game time decision, as they say.
Time will tell. Anything else for this week?
That's probably it. We're going long here.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. Jeez. Okay. Let's bring it in for landing then. Make sure to check out our YouTube channel. Last week we published the Strength Co gym tour with Big Grant and his Costa Mesa gym. When this comes out, you'll be able to watch the Lead FTS gym tour with Dave Tate. So do not miss that. I'm excited. I haven't watched that yet myself. I'm excited to check it out. I think that's probably a really good one.
It is. I watched it today. Quite good.
Yeah. So don't miss that Elite FTS gym tour. That's a legit one. Make sure you're subscribing on YouTube, liking everywhere else, all that stuff. Buy our stuff from our site. Become a supporting member. That's the number one thing you can do probably is become a supporting member to support us. Tommy, where do they find you at?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Bear. Just make sure to follow us at Massenomics. That's the real place.
See you.